everybody appears to be here now. Go ahead and introduce yourselves. I'll tell you the setup for this. Basically, you all are traveling together as a band of minstrels, and you go from town to town playing, and after about a week's worth of time of playing in a town, you more or less cleaned out everyone. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah.
You've sort of cleaned out everyone, and you stop getting gold, and you start getting stuff like silver, and so basically what you do is you just move on to the next town, and you sort of have a gamut that you run repeatedly, where you go from capital to capital city. And Falcon's Hollow is really just a stepping stone for you guys. You guys arrived in town, and you heard about this guy, this halfling named Jack, who's a bard who runs this tavern called Jak'a'Napes. And you find yourself in Jak'a'Napes, just hanging out and having a good time. Jack himself is a rather upbeat and happy bard. He likes his job to an extent, but you can sense that there are some things that he's trying to, obfuscate when you guys talk to him about the town. But for the most part, he tries to put on a cheery demeanor. The drinks are fairly cheap since we're not using loot, really.
Oh,
we don't have to worry about money or anything like that. We can just assume that everything that you don't buy with your wealth by level is just unmentionables or unimportant. So
Gotcha.
you guys are in the tavern drinking, and go ahead and introduce all yourselves. You all would know each other, and you can have some friendly banter. I guess we'll go from left to right. So on my screen, that's Daniel, Zegux, Rowan, Kaboombox, Dex, Christopher, Stephen H. Is that the same for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and introduce Felinus then.
One question though, Daniel, are you actually actively playing a character while GMing? Is that true?
No, I'm not. Felinus
Okay.
is just if somebody else GMs.
Okay.
So I have a
Okay.
character to throw in. Otherwise, it would just be ridiculous.
Yeah,
But,
that's what I was asking. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. So Felinus sits at the bar, sort of relaxed, his legs wide open, as his tail flicks behind him. Oh, somebody showed a photo. And he has a rather large ale that he's working on. You notice that every now and again he flirts with the barmaids. From what you guys remember in your travels, Felinus is outrageously gullible at times. He's been convinced by several barmaids that they are nobility, and he genuinely believes that there are nobles after him for sleeping with their daughters, and that he's going to be in trouble if they catch him. So for him, you notice that just seems to improve the game a little bit. And he's happy about that, because he thinks he's just like sneaking in all undetected, sleeping with nobles' daughters who for some reason work as barmaids, and then slipping out again.
Oh man, I'm having so much fun with that.
You also know that he prefers to use a bow, and your experiences with him, he tries to out-sneak everything or just circumvent barriers. If we're going to throw in like a background story of something that embodies that, maybe there was a guard post that the party needed to get past, and he just casually climbed over the wall and like made a distraction and opened the door. But that's his general modus operandi, I think is the term. But that's just how he works. So Zegus, I will turn the mic over to you.
All right. My character is Palando Zixis. He is a Kasatha, which is a desert race with 4 arms and a weirdly shaped head.
Nice.
He is all style. He's all flash. Like I said, if you've played League of Legends, his attitude is essentially Draven.
Awesome.
He's a juggler. He will often perform using his lower arms and juggling with his upper arms at the same time.
Can he do wicked guitar solos?
He plays a concertina, actually. Because I wasn't sure what time period we should be getting our instruments from.
Okay. Anything else, Zux?
Not really.
Okay. Rowan, you are up.
Well, my character, he's initially literally from Brooklyn. He was a sort of a gangster. Grew up gang violence and stealing shit, and then he went to try to find something good, something worth a lot of money in an old shop, like underground. You walk downstairs and shit, and he found a book. And he doesn't usually go for books, but this one was kind of shiny. And he opened it, and all of a sudden he blacked out. And he woke up in some strange land, and he doesn't even know who he is anymore. He doesn't know where he grew up. Well, the only thing he kept was his sort of stupid fucking accent, So
Instantly, everybody from
some
Brooklyn
talking frogs
unsubscribes.
came up to him, and he had no idea what the fuck to do. He just sort of learned. He got sort of sick of it. He learned how to live off the land for a little bit. Then he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go try to find something new." So he more than likely in a drunken stupor got to this bar or whatever this place is. He doesn't even know. And he was sort of passed out on the table, and you all actually no. To go with Daniel's thing. Since he's mainly drunk all the time, he barely knows who any of you are, and he just sort of stands around, stays with you. So he's gonna wake up soon, not knowing where the fuck he is or who you guys are. And he doesn't even know he's a Gripply. He doesn't know he's a frog. He also has small man syndrome, so don't talk down to him.
I can just see this now. He's just like,
That's gonna be hard. Well, good thing I don't fucking talk.
dude, I can just see how that's going to work. He's going to be like, all right, barmaid, let's go and... Holy shit!
So he's passed out. He's passed out, drunk, hangover on the table right now.
Gotcha.
So that's it.
So does Rowan know if he's a frog right now? Is he sort of just like out of it?
His name is. They called him. The talking frogs he sort of got help from didn't give him a name. He doesn't even know his name. The people who listen to his performances and shit like that just call him Crocus. He doesn't get it.
Alright, so he doesn't know he's. So when he figured out he's a frog, I'm waiting for him to freak out a little bit, and then I'm gonna cast memory lapse on him so he forgets it. So it happens over again.
That's fucking brutal.
He freak out every single time. I'm like, oh shit, I'm a frog. I'm like,
Oh yeah, Daniel, I found my dice.
Oh, nice.
I found like the whole set.
Very nice.
Oh, fuck.
All right, it's Kaboo Box's turn.
Okay, so I already said it a bit, but I can say it again. Big, huge orc. Can't talk. Like, he knows no language at all. He plays the drums and flexes a whole bunch. If he can't figure it out, he will probably hit it with the hammer. With his intelligence being as it is, he is more likely to carry rocks than treasure.
Don't you think he would like shiny things?
Rocks can be shiny when you have an intelligence of 6. I have a 20 strength, 22 for carry weight, so I can lift over 2,000 pounds above my head. So we're pretty good for the strength aspect of it, but just point, and I usually do stuff.
Nice.
Hunted enemies. Enemies die.
I can count to my fingers. That's it.
Did you guys
I don't
already
even think I can distinguish, currency, to be honest with you.
One quick question: did you guys already set up all your macros, or are we gonna do that during?
You really don't need to do that. You can just run with it for the first session or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's also a dice roller built into Roll20. So yeah, on the left side of the screen, you should see a dice. You can click on that, and it will roll. It will give you an option to roll whichever dice you want.
Yeah, I know. I know that. That's.
Yeah, I usually set up my macros to be all like only the GM sees them, but it's perfectly fine for you guys to use the other ones.
So Big Orc, what's his weapon?
Earthbreaker hammer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
With the strength as high as it is, it's like a +5 to hit. It does 2d6 +7 damage. Times 3 on a crit. If I crit, I squash stuff like really bad. Yeah. So that's Thor.
Nice.
Yep.
So that's me next.
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Okay. So again, Bustin Jeeber. Shit, I keep forgetting. Bustin Jeeber. So he's what did I? Oh yeah, he's 21 years old, which is quite young for a halfling. He's a sport little shit. He's quite famous in this area where we are right now. I mean, he's a celebrity, of course, and he has the biggest ego any of you has ever seen. Like, he thinks he can do everything. You might have noticed that he might not be so good at everything, but he thinks he is. He doesn't like doing anything, and he likes making other people do his work. Like, he's a bit of a... I mean, he's a celebrity. He's a little shit. What's there to know? And what else? Oh yeah, and he gets into a lot of trouble. So what I said about the pig races and not dick races, pig races. And that's about it.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get in a bunch of arguments with that asshole.
I think we all are. I think that's the point.
If you annoy the orc too much, he's just gonna pick you both up and slam you together.
But does he understand enough common to understand if they're being annoying or arguing?
Just like, if they make too much noise that isn't pleasing to his ears, he might he might clap them like the cymbals.
Suck angry.
Oh god.
Fuck.
Okay, I guess it's me next. I'm playing the halfling Merry Piper. He's a daredevil, so likes jumping and doing somersaults and all that kind of shebang. He is very childlike in his appearance, looking generally like a young human child, and will attempt to avoid combat in any situation.
Is this one him?
No, that's Bustin Jeeber, man.
Really?
My one has literally got Merry written underneath his name. Underneath his.
Yeah, but you're the only one.
Only us can see. Only you can see the name.
Oh, okay.
Oh, really?
I just saw a creature.
Yeah, that's why it's better to right-click your character, press the bowling ball, and then add a color to your character. Just an idea.
Oh, okay.
Well, don't do red. Red is my color, man. God damn it. Yeah.
I'll pick the ball. Fucking Pokemon up in here.
Merry carries a sling, a short sword, a long sword. Well, what he believes is a long sword, what everybody else classes as a short sword, and a quarterstaff, which he uses to essentially pole vault over people. Stephen, I guess it's your turn now.
Alright, my character's name is Cuckoo. He's a fox person. He is the con man of the group. He goes around swindling people and doing tricks and stuff like that. A story I made up for him is he once went into a bar. The bar owner was a dick, so he went in, transformed himself into a elven woman and told him he was going to sell him a ring of immortality for the bar. And he used the hex, and once the bartender took it on, he got charmed and he sold him the bar. Then he went to a pub where they were gambling, and he took the bar owner's likeness and he gambled the bar. And then in the end, he swindled all the money, took it away, and then ran off.
Nice.
So then the bar owner got beat up the next day. And he owned the bar, and he got the bar and the money.
How do I put my name on this? Oh, yeah, it's there. Never mind. So, he faked he was a barman and then sold the bar.
I'm the con artist. I'm the spy, con artist, trickster. I most of the time I'll transform into children so people don't suspect my con.
Disgusting.
You never know.
Crocus wakes up and goes to the bar and demands a drink.
Jack says, "Of course, my strange accented friend. Here you are."
No way, man! I'm not paying for it. You're giving it to me for free.
You give him some cash, but he.
No, I don't give him nothing.
He's okay. Make a diplomacy check,
Okay.
or make a perform check, whichever one you would like.
Hey, man, it's going down my throat for free.
Oh, yeah, he laughs and says, "That performance you guys put on last time was so good. Here you are. Enjoy."
Is the money still on the table?
You're fucking.
No, he's already slapped it up.
I go
Okay,
sit down.
as he walks away with the beer and the money, I cast memory lapse on the bartender, and I take the money up and I try and rebuy the beer.
Okay.
Do I still have the beer?
What is the DC on memory lapse?
I cast memory lapse, so I take the money that you paid off the table and
I
act
didn't
like I'm
pay.
paying the beer because he forgot that he sold it.
I didn't pay.
You just got us for free, man.
I just
Yeah,
went
he
up and
convinced
asked for
him
a
to give it to
beer
him for free.
and told him, "You really want to give me this beer?" And I went over, I drank it. Like Crocus drinks it in one gulp and then passes out again.
All right, well, I pull out a magic rock and I hex it, and I say I use my performance, and I say, "Hey, try it. Check out this rock." That should be a 16 will save.
Okay. He looks at the rock. What are you trying to get him to? What's the hex that you're using?
It's a charm.
Okay, yeah,
Charmin.
he looks at it and he looks at you and he seems to like you a little more.
I'm like, is there a way I can get a beer?
He goes, yeah. He pulls out something from a slightly darker stock.
Oh, he gave me good stuff.
Fills up a mug with it and hands it to you.
All right. I drink it. Is it good stuff?
Oh yeah, make a fort save.
That's how you know it's good.
Oh man, it's gonna be like DC 20. That's how good it is.
You're gonna be passed out under a table.
17.
Use the in-system dice roller. Actually, they roll 20
Well, I'm
dice
gonna
roller.
win.
Yo, critical
wow.
20.
Oh, sweet!
You feel incredibly intoxicated, but very happy at the same time.
All right, I'm stoked.
You somehow have all the good feelings of being drunk, but none of the negative feelings.
Awesome. The room's not even spinning or anything. It's just like, yeah.
I know it's not spinning, but you really feel horny and happy.
Bustin, seeing Thor walk to the bartender, shouts to the bartender, "Hey, can you give that big guy some drinks for the rest of us as well?"
Oh yeah.
He says,
Yeah,
sure.
All he does is slap the counter.
Give my big friend a good drink. Give the best of your best.
Oh yeah, and he shouts, "Don't worry, he will pay for it."
Of course. So he decides to pick up 4 mugs and just puts them on the counter and slides them over to Thor.
Just kind of picks them up with one hand and walks back over the table.
Crocus wakes up again. He's kind of half asleep. He walks outside looking for a woman.
Well, you actually see a couple of barmaids walking around the.
Oh, as he's leaving, he looks behind him and sees a barmaid, and then walks straight up to her.
Why, hello. Anything I can get for you?
Yeah, those nice titties.
Make a diplomacy check.
What the fuck?
That is absolutely perfect.
As you say that, she just sort of walks up to you, wraps her arms around you and one leg around you, and like motions and like nods upwards at the stairwell that isn't on this map.
I go
Can't tell
upstairs
about
with her.
that frog tongue.
Alright, so this actually leads us quite nicely to the story then. As you go upstairs, you smell something that smells somewhat... it smells a little irony. It smells
Irony?
like iron. Yeah.
Like,
smells-
I think there's something
blood?
going on that we don't know about.
like,
It smells
Irony?
ironic.
like blood or coppery.
It smells kind of like iron and copper a little bit.
Well, I don't give a fuck. I go with this lady to the first door on the right.
Okay. So she looks worried at a door down the hallway, but then shrugs and goes with you.
I'll go there next. Don't worry.
And I guess go ahead and make a perform check.
Okay.
Rolls a 1.
She walks out disappointed.
I show the old corkscrew driver.
Make a will save real quick.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay.
You look down at yourself trying to figure out what's going on, and you just go,
What the
"Oh,
fuck?
whatever." You're just like, "Whatever. I must be really drunk."
I'm too drunk.
And you
to
still go at it,
understand.
and you know, like, there isn't like you don't have a psychotic break or anything.
You're gonna have to work as hard as you can to try to make him see that he's a frog.
And just
At
a
this
mirror
point-
won't work.
While this is
Oh,
happening, Mary, who is unable to see over the top of the table, walks over to the bar, picks up the bar stool, and walks back over to the table and sits on the bar stool so he can see at the same height.
So Crocus went upstairs, right?
Yes.
How many
Yeah,
barmaids
still have
are
the
actually
sexy
in the
times.
bar?
There seems to be about 8 or 9 barmaids. There
Not
we go.
That looks better.
That'll actually be the intro sheet for the videos.
Gotcha.
Sweet.
So
All right.
what are we gonna do? Remember, my character's really not gonna suggest much unless I hit
Yeah.
it with a hammer.
Okay, so Rowan finishes after, let's see,
Hey man, what should I roll for that?
1d30 to see how many minutes you do.
Okay.
Or 1d20.
Hey, come on, man. I've lasted way longer than that.
Not a thing.
D20. Okay. Hell yeah.
At least it wasn't a 1.
After I'm done, that smell smelled really good to me. Might be a new brew, so I go towards the door.
Alright, so you guys walk downstairs. Rowan looks rather happy and satisfied about himself. So does the barmaid. And
It's that tongue.
Oh god.
he's just like, man, I put even that guy from Kiss to shame.
It's like I'm Gene Simmons, man. No, but he's from He's from 1920s Brooklyn, so he has no fucking clue.
Oh, okay.
It's like a frog's tongue. Huh.
Okay, so you guys.
I wanted to go towards that door afterwards.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll say that you come down.
Yeah, and sit around for a while.
First. And you guys all gather around the table again. When you notice that there seems to be a half-elf. A half-elf walks into the bar. He seems to have a hat on.
Did he say ow?
Is he looking at me?
Does he look rich?
He sort of looks at you guys, but then just walks past
Is
you.
he looking me in the eye?
Nah, he looks past you guys and then
Okay.
walks up to Jack. Okay, so now we actually open this thing. Okay, so this half elf, he seems to be talking to Jack for a while, and he sort of starts looking back at you guys a little bit, talking to Jack,
The fuck you
looking back.
That's
And
audible.
after a couple of
I say-
minutes,
I say that.
what's that?
I say, what the fuck you looking at?
He sort of looks at you, smiles,
You talking to me?
talks to Jack a little bit more, and then this man, you hear Jack say, Deldrin, and all of you go ahead and make a knowledge local check to see if you can
Okay.
identify who Deldrin is.
I continue to drink my drink.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, Rowan, you know that Deldrin is actually the name of the sheriff of this town, Deldrin
Oh.
Baleson.
Oh yeah.
I assume that you just sort of mutter that information to everybody
it's
around you.
fucking sheriff, man.
So with
All
a
right.
10, do I know
Doesn't
he's
matter.
there?
I try to look like I'm listening.
Okay, it's DC 5. 'Cause it's
Okay.
fairly common. Alright, so Deldrin Baleson walks up to the table you're sitting at and slaps his hands down on the table. He eyes each of you.
I copy him and hit the table harder with my hand.
Good.
And I'm like, Jesus Christ! And I stealth.
He nods and smiles.
I'm like, Jesus Christ! And I stealth and get away.
He eyes each of you.
The sheriff?
I would
He
like
eyes
to make.
each.
I would like to make a stealth check.
Okay, go for it. You're
I like
in
it.
plain sight, so negative 20.
Negative.
He's just gonna like drop to the ground
Yeah.
and like try to hide under the chair.
Oh no!
Hell yeah!
What is going on?
It's a 5, man.
It's a 5.
I hide
Well-
under the table.
Well, let's see if.
We all notice him go under the table, but we all just let him go under the table.
He sees you.
Oh my god, really? Oh my god.
Oh wait, no, that's almost unfair. Let's go with 1d20 plus 3. Okay, yeah, he still sees you.
Aw.
Actually,
He
I'm
just-
going to try and bump into him and pickpocket him at the same time. Pickpocket the sheriff.
Okay, so he eyes each of you, then says, "Looks like someone's been murdered, and I have a damn good idea who did it.
No idea.
Was it you?" He says. He looks at the seat where Rowan was, then looks a little under the table.
I'm not here, man. I'm not here.
He looks at Polando.
Diplomacy.
He looks at Polando, raises an eyebrow. He looks at Chris. He looks at Mary, sort
Yeah.
of glares a little bit.
Because of my character's where he's from and what he's done, if a sheriff shows up, he's fucking out of there.
Oh shit! Oh.
Well, I got a 13 on sleight of hand. What does that mean?
What were you trying to do?
I'm trying to pickpocket him.
Are you literally trying to pickpocket the sheriff?
The fox has fingers.
Why are you trying to pickpocket the sheriff?
Because he's right next to me and I'm drunk.
Hold on. Can I make a check to stop him from doing that? Because I don't want to go to jail.
As you start like
You're hiding
reaching
on the
over to his
table. You don't
pocket.
see this.
Oh, yeah.
Someone else is doing it.
No, I see. I
So
see
as
your
you-
hand. I see your hand going for his pocket.
So as you start reaching over for his pocket, he just like
I said,
Quit that.
he just casually slaps your hand and just keeps talking and staring at you, like glaring at people. He glares at Cuckoo and says, "Maybe it was you too, huh?"
I used the spell Innocence, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
So everybody go ahead and make a sense motive check.
Okay.
I can sit there with a drool coming out of a little drink
A
beer.
what check?
Oh, I rolled a natural 1 on sense motive. I don't know what the fuck he wants. I want out of here.
Rowan, you think you might be going to jail soon.
18.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, so Stephen H.
Yeah.
Let me send this in a whisper.
What's going on? What's going on? Let's deal with the sheriff.
Secret whispers.
Whispers are the best part of D&D and Pathfinder. Like when you're sitting around a table and the DM all of a sudden gets up and goes over to your ear and is like,
Dude, or just pulls out like a note card. You're like, shit.
and everybody's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Like, I hope he's not giving that to me.
I remember I watched that one. They're like, oh, the DM's gonna whisper. It's like, it's so amazing when he whispers. He puts your tongue in your ear and everything.
Can I want Crocus to start walking over here.
Okay.
And
She gets up
can I
and-
make another stealth check once I break line of sight?
Sure. You start casually getting up and walking on your way like, I'm gonna go get something to drink and...
As he moves by, can I, like, grab him?
Yeah, you can go ahead and try.
Oh no.
Okay.
No, just be a grapple check if you want to like grapple him, or you can just like grab his hand.
I'm just gonna grab him with, like, an actual, just grab him by his clothes.
I'm gonna make an escape artist check.
Okay, go ahead. That would be opposed grapple versus escape artist then.
Yep, that's a 19.
Okay, did anybody else make that sense motive? You can if you want.
I got a 21.
A 21?
20.
Oh, okay, yeah, I didn't see it for some reason.
You got caught. Burn got grabbed. They just threw him on the table.
So who had the 21?
I did. Zika.
Zukux? Okay.
So I want to reply to the sheriff, and I'm like, so you're talking about a murder? I just heard my friend Crocus, he murdered that pussy upstairs.
And I'm holding him by me. I'm just kind of like shaking him up and down a little bit. Watching his legs do frog stuff, kind of being entertained.
Delgin
If
looks
my
at you.
character is ever
nods.
sober, then he might find out he's a frog. But when he's drunk, he has no fucking clue.
Oh, don't worry, I'll memory lapse it. So I just
Delgin looks at you and nods. He goes, I think I heard about that. It was like the slaughter in 1965, right?
I wink at the barmaid.
She winks back. Okay, so what Delgin does is he looks around and he sort of looks at most of you. Then he looks at Crocus. He points dramatically and says, "It was you!
No,
You
I didn't."
murdered them!"
Can I intimidate him to shut the fuck up? You don't know who the fuck you're messing with, man.
And he slaps his hand on the table and starts laughing.
No, I want to
As
make an
dang-
intimidate check.
My hand.
You start making your intimidation check, and then you realize he starts laughing at you guys with belly laughs, and he says, "Don't worry, I'm just screwing with you guys. I just heard you guys were in town.
Almost false accusation.
Hey, Jack, give us a free round over here. I'll pay for it." Jack walks over with some more ale and sort of like puts it all around so everybody can drink.
1 second.
I'm still bouncing your legs, man.
I'm gonna
the
get some
bartender
whiskey.
is the bartender still charmed?
Yeah, he's still charmed. It would last for
Can we
I
get
think,
another one of
hours.
those rounds?
He says, "After you guys finish the last one." Deldrin
Yeah.
looks at you, and he says, "Looks like you lot are new here. I'm Sheriff Deldrin Baleson. Well, I spend most of my time dealing with Creed and his riffraff. I sometimes get the chance to deal with someone who deserves to be strung up by his own intestines. Look, you all...
I'm bouncing the frog.
Yeah. You all look like a fairly good lot, and if Jack here is any judge or character, then you'll do fine. Officially, I can't act on my own in this matter. And I can't do what needs to be done, since that would require me to leave town. But
Marcus pulls out his flask.
he pulls out his flask and starts taking sips.
At this point, Mary gets off the stool and sits on the table so we can actually see Deldrin.
Yeah. I can't act on what needs to be done here, since it would require me to leave town for a long time. But unofficially, I can get the lot of you to deal with a particular blight on our town. Back at the bar, Jack grunts his approval while he spit polishes some glasses.
What are you going to pay us?
He says, "We'll talk about that when you get back. Don't worry about it."
Oh, great. Now there's no incentive to fucking do it.
Deldrin glances back at you and takes a deep draught from his quart of Jack's deep brown ale, then stares into the half-empty mug, saying, "The murderer is Waffy Sindri." Yeah, there was a murder recently. The murderer is Waffy Sindri.
Any of us know that name?
What's that?
Do any of us know that name?
Make a knowledge local check.
Okay.
It's a DC 10.
No.
I don't know anything.
Christopher's just like, Waffy Sindri? Who's that?
Ah, so close.
Yeah, Zigux, for some reason I can't see your rolls.
19.
The Jeeber knows, man. He knows everything.
Zigux, I can't see your rolls for some reason.
I'll start doing, it's probably because of the character, I'm doing the ones on the character sheet. I'll start doing manual.
Okay.
I got 10.
Kaboombox, I think that makes it. You know that Waffy Sindri is a fairly infamous bandit who's been going around on
Like
sort of a
Kaboombox
reign of
knows
terror.
this?
Yeah, how the fuck would he know that?
Thor doesn't know
It's a
anything.
DC 10.
He can't relay that information.
I can't.
Oh
but
yeah,
I
that's
visually-
right.
No, I can have visually saw it. I can tell you like hair.
I don't know who the fuck he is.
Hey,
I guess he
Like
sort
a
of just.
fucking charade.
I
we
guess.
would have to make a bluff check, and we would have to make a perception check for that to actually work.
I guess Thor's
Yeah.
just like,
Can I make a perception check to see who he's talking about?
Yeah, go ahead. So Steven, you do know who this is. You know that.
And Bustin
yeah.
Jeeber with a 17.
I know what he's talking about.
Anybody who got over a 10 knows that.
Yeah.
Waffy Sindri is actually a fairly vicious bandit who's been going around Dark Moon Wood, the local forest, and he was recently he sort of came into the area about a month or two ago, but within the last week he's gone on pretty much a steady killing spree. Many of the lumberjacks who have been working at who have been lumbering, many of them have gone missing, and they've been found with one of his calling cards. Waffy Sindri, you know that, well, we'll get to that in a bit, but basically you know he has specific calling cards that tell you that the murdered person was killed by Waffy.
Well, so Bustin Jeeber says that all out loud, that information,
Mhm.
on a kind of matter-of-fact tone, and after that he says, if you don't know that, you're a fucking idiot. Everybody knows that.
Mary kicks him in the face for acting like he's a pompous git.
Hey man, fuck you.
As soon as kicks are thrown, my hand just goes in between everything.
Can I make another escape
My
artist?
other hand.
Can I
Yeah,
make
you can
another
try.
escape artist check?
Yeah, I'm still holding you off the ground.
Yeah, go ahead. It would be against his CMD.
I haven't been paying attention. I just
Wait,
been doing
is this
that.
the hand which is still
Yeah.
holding Crocus, so Crocus needs to
Yeah.
get stuff on the table?
I've been doing this.
I got
Bouncing
the 25.
along. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you break free and land on your feet. All right. So as Sheriff Deldrin, he sort of pauses while Justin Bieber talks over him. And then he starts up again. Yes, as I was saying, the murderer is Waffy Sindri, and his work has struck fear into the local lumberjacks. The workers who try to get along with the forest curious folk have ended up dead at his hands. The bastard's a ghost. He slips in and out of town without anyone so much as noticing until he finds someone with his calling card carved into them. Deldrin gives you a hard look. His eyes are like molten glass as then he growls.
I'm bored and I go upstairs.
I growl back.
I want you to hunt that bastard down. If you can bring him in alive, then I'll give him a swift trial followed by a long drop and a short stop. The crows will take his eyes, and I'll leave him there for a few days.
Is this guy for real?
And
Yeah.
what makes you think a band of musicians can accomplish this?
I'll leave him there for a few days till his body tears from the noose. He looks at you and says, well, I've always heard good things about bards.
Hey, Sheriff,
Yes.
why can't you do it?
I can't leave Falcon's Hollow or Krieg will take over the place even more than he already has.
Yeah, whatever.
But I'm pretty sure you guys can handle this. If you can't bring him in, then I want your word that he'll die screaming. Waffy's
Okay.
killed enough people in cold blood. It's about time he paid his bill.
I would like to know how Crocus is even saying anything because he's left the room.
I'm on the stairs. I'm on the stairs.
He's just on the stairs.
Yelling across the bar.
He's just like, oh yeah, how's this?
Yeah, fuck you, man. Bye.
Fuck you, copper. Deldrin gives you a look.
I'm upstairs now.
Okay, Deldrin
I want
gives.
to head towards
looks
that
at
door.
everybody kind of confused, not knowing what's going on 100%.
Okay, we'll get to actually what you see in a second. Deldrin
Okay.
gives the rest of you a look of pure venom. One that you sure embodies his hatred for this murderer, and snarls, "You got me? Kill him or bring him in."
I ask him, what is the pay on this job?
He says, "Pretty sure I can screw Creed out of maybe about 3, 4, 5,000 gold pieces. I want this bastard dead."
After hearing
Nearly
the
enough,
word,
Justin says. We want 10,000.
after hearing the word gold, Crocus goes back to the stairs. Like, what?
Money.
Thor just kind of looks confused still.
I want to yell.
Not knowing.
I want to yell over to him, and say, "Make it 5,000."
He says, "I'll
But
try to
that's
see how
lower.
much I can screw Creed out of. We'll save
fuck
5,000
man.
each for now."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who yells and a party?
10,000.
We want a parade? Can that
Content.
happen?
Content.
Maybe.
Crocus goes back up.
I can guarantee you this: if you bring in that bastard's head, I'm pretty sure all the lumberjacks who are scared of him will give you a parade.
Damn, you have me at parade.
Thor's still just sitting there drinking, not knowing what's going on.
Huh.
Just kind of nodding with everyone, like getting excited and shit. Not knowing what the fuck's going on.
He's just like,
Ah!
everyone's just like, yeah, and he's like, oh.
Kind of imitating everybody.
He looks at you
Okay,
and
so Justin stands up on his chair, finishes his drink, and shouts, "Okay, let's go."
he says, all right, but enough of this.
I might pass out from that drink, but
You feel fairly intoxicated. You're sort of woozy a little bit, but he, Deldrin, he sort of sits down and drinks with you guys a little bit. And if you guys want to banter around, you can, or we can just move on to the next part of the scene.
Can I see what I see?
Not yet.
Is anyone going to tell me we're going to go look for somebody?
Does-
Yeah, I look at Thor and go, we, as in, like, my character gestures as the group, goes, we look someone.
I lift up the table. I literally lift up the table.
when I-
There is still digital
Hold
on
on.
the table. So,
When I was,
so I make a deck roll to see if I stay on it.
like, I'm at the top of the
Yeah,
stairs.
go ahead and make an acrobatics check.
Oh my god.
Rowan, what you see is there seems to be a woman sitting at a half-open door. She seems to be
27. I
crying.
stay on the table.
Oh yeah, you stay on the table, no problem.
What's the woman?
She seems
What?
to be crying next to a slightly open door. But Deldrin, after a little while, he says, "All right, enough of this. Let me introduce you to the handiwork of the man I want you to kill." He gets up and he starts leading you up the flight of stairs to the second story of Jak'a'Napes, where the barmaid Ziana sits.
I gesture to Thor to put the table down so I can get off of it.
I set it down as gently as I can.
I ignore the lady and I go right in the room.
Okay, so we'll get to that in a second.
Kind of apologize a little bit best I can.
And as he gets up on the table and all the commotion's going around, I'm trying to pick back the sheriff.
Okay, go ahead.
I have to do it. It's like my thing.
Mary
You slip.
nods to Thor in approval and then gestures to Thor to carry him up the stairs.
See, Stephen H.
Grab you and like put you on my shoulders and walk towards the stairs.
As you reach for his coin purse.
He pats your hand away.
At the very last second, he turns around and you inadvertently, trying to grab his coin purse, instead grab his crotch, and he sort of looks down at you, turns his against themselves, says, "And what's this?"
I didn't wink at him, and I polymorph into another race.
A lady?
I'll say a man because he sort of has a funky look in his eye. I'm gonna do like a half elf.
So, do I see this Korchgrab?
Oh yeah, you see what's happening here. Deldrin just sort of shakes his head and says, "Let's finish with this first. If you come back alive, we'll talk."
Oh. Thor just kind of shakes his head.
Crocus gets a shiver down his back and feels really sick all of a sudden.
I was waiting for you to pull out that what's it called? That one wrestling gif where the dude grabs his dick and he just goes, "Ah!"
All right, so he leads you guys up.
Me.
So he leads you guys upstairs. Ziana sits next to a half-closed door. The ooze of scarlet is just visible beyond the door, but most of it is just out of sight.
I'm already in there.
Rowan sort of has opened the door and slipped in. Ziana looks up at you, her eyes swollen and face red, in the manner that only somebody who has lost someone to a violent end can be.
They say, "What the fuck are you looking at?"
Sheriff, this is happening to everybody at the point. Rowan's already passed her.
Oh yeah, okay.
Sheriff Deldrin rests his hand on the side of the woman, side of her face, and simply says, "We'll get the bastard," before he opens the door with a loud thud on the wall, just slamming it open.
I jump.
The room beyond is speckled in the blood of a wide arc that you only see from cutting up in somebody's carotid artery in movies.
Remember,
Not in
my
reality.
character is a detective,
Yeah,
so I gotta get some good skills in this.
he's just sort of standing there like,
I projectile vomit everywhere. I'm like,
Oh my god.
The
You're gonna ruin the evidence.
The sticky, sweet, and metallic smell of stale blood invades the hallway as you step into the room, and in the middle of it is a man dressed in a nightgown that might have once been faded baby blue. The far side of the wall is scorched by fire, and the partial silhouette of a dwarf the partial silhouette of a dwarf on the blackened wood speaks volumes for how the dead man fought back. Deldrin is quiet for a moment, scowling at the corpse in silent fury. He evidently knew who the victim was, and it seems that this is personal. But when he turns to you, his features have subsided to just barely keeping himself from riding out this moment to kill Wafi himself. One of my men, Ogden Azant, a dwarven sorcerer who made with the fire.
So there's a dead guy in here.
Yeah.
I grab his head and arm and do a ventriloquist routine.
As you start to do that, Sheriff Deldrin punches you in the face.
No, I'm still doing it. Like,
As you
"What do
start
think killed
reaching
me,
over-
man? I don't have any clue, man. Fist bumping.
Okay, what is your CMB? Hey, I mean your CMD, Rowan.
It's 10.
Yeah, he as you start reaching for him, he just like shoves you away from the corpse. He sort of glares at you.
What the fuck you looking at?
I cast memory lapse on the sheriff, so he forgets about that. I'm like, you will forget everything. That's a DC 16.
Okay. He still remembers what happened, but he just shakes his head, looking at the Gripply. He crouches down and closes Ogden's terrified eyes and snarls, "You kill that motherfucker, or bring him back. You hunt him down to the ends of Galorian if you have to."
Is there anything
No
to
one.
investigate in here?
No. No one, and I mean no one, kills my men and gets away with it. You hear me? Deldrin stands up, molten fury in his eyes, his teeth bared. "You bring me that son of a bitch's head so I can put it on a pike outside my office."
I say, calm the fuck down, and I give him my flask.
He bats your flask away.
Fuck you.
He takes a deep breath, closes his eyes as he flecks a droplet of moisture from his cheek, then crouches down next to Ogden's body. He couldn't have been dead for an hour. Waffy's probably riding hard for Wigbrand's fortress right now. If you don't have horses, then I hereby deputize all of you right now. You can take some of them. You can take some of the horses from the sheriff's stables. If you ride hard to the east. And you ride hard to the east. He stands up, raising an angry eyebrow at you. "Well, that bastard's getting away. Go!"
My God.
So do we get like a sheriff star or something? I want a sheriff star.
Yeah, he goes with you guys back to the sheriff's office. It doesn't look all that big. It's sort of like it would be the size of maybe an apartment. It has a couple of cells in it where you see some drunks. That's about it.
I use prestidigitation and put a little sheriff's badge on my shoulder. I'm like, I'm no deputy. I'm a sheriff.
See this? He goes and reaches in and he gets a bunch of copper stars, not with the circle around it, but just stars, and hands them to each of you.
I put it in my pocket because my sheriff's badge is way better.
Yeah. He sort of gestures back.
Just there and looks at it for a while.
He sort of gestures at the horses out back.
Mary runs over to the horse and jumps on, like, tries to climb up one. Well, pole vault onto one.
Okay, make an acrobatics check.
Tiny halflings on horses.
24!
You run over, pole vault, fly over like one horse, and land on the next one. Like your feet just naturally go into the stirrups and everything. You're just like, whoa, yeah.
I want to do the same thing.
Okay, go for it. Acrobatics check.
How can you do a pole vault? I'm the only one with a quarterstaff.
He's got legs.
I grab your quarterstaff.
It's small. It would be literally up to your knee.
Oh, this is getting dirty pretty quick.
Oh, great.
One.
You roll the one. He runs over.
Doesn't
Just
grab the
runs
quarterstaff.
straight into the side of the horse.
He runs over, grabs a broom, pole vaults, and flies over the horse and just eats shit right into the ground beyond it.
Like actual shit because it's a horse pen.
Maybe. You don't know for sure.
Can I roll a perception check to check if there's shit or dirt in my mouth?
Go for it.
Roll
You're
a
just like,
check.
oh!
18.
It's an 18.
Yeah, you got a mouth and face full of shit. Like you landed face first with that one on just a horse pie.
Which is the one that grabbed Sheriff's dick again? That's Christopher, right?
Pardon?
The sheriff dick?
No, who's the one that grabbed Sheriff's dick?
That's Cuckoo.
I washed my mouth out with the whiskey that's in my flask.
Okay. He's just like, man, that's terrible. Ugh.
Mary swings his staff onto his back, draws his longsword, and goes, "Right, let's go."
All right, so you guys all get on your horses.
No.
Thor Okay.
Thor is still standing there staring at this shiny badge.
I get on my pick.
Can Thor give me a lift up onto the horse because I cannot get up there?
If you actually get contact with him, he's staring at this shiny badge.
Deldrin walks over to Thor. He sort of
get
pats
this.
him on the back.
Shiny thing.
I look at Thor and I do this.
Felina sort of walks over to Thor, like pats him on the back and like motions forward. He leads Thor over to a horse, and next to Crocus, and he makes a pantomime gesture for Thor to help Crocus onto a horse.
He looks down, he puts the little badge away in his pocket, and picks up him with one hand, sets him on the horse, and slaps the ass.
Hey Crocus, make a ride check.
Make a ride check.
Yeah.
Oh
Then
no.
Felinas looks at Thor and points to the horse. He sort of does like a straddling action.
That's my ride
Crocus is
check.
going off the horse.
As he slaps the ass, Crocus. Crocus just like pops back and rolls off the horse, yelling "No!" and like lands like face first on the ground again.
I'll attempt to grab him. I'll attempt to catch him.
Can I handle animal to try to get it to come back?
Well, yeah, you could, but it'll come back eventually. But
I
gonna
grab
do
the
it.
reins.
I yell after the horse. Hey, get back here!
the horse sort of looks at you, somehow understanding. But let's see, Bustin Jeever, as he's like, I got this, guys. He just goes, and like the horse takes off. And you see him just float there for a second and then fall to the ground.
I have a pig, not a horse.
Oh yeah, that's right. He has a pig.
A pig.
The pig takes off
I'm
and
gonna
just
make a climb.
starts eating in like the trough as like Justin Bieber as Bustin Jeever
I'm
just
gonna
sort of
make
like moves forward following it, but like slightly behind and hits the ground.
I'm gonna make a climb check to get on the horse.
Okay,
So-
go ahead.
He stands up, dusts off his clothes, and looks around if nobody saws it, and then tries it again.
Well,
Bustin Jeever sees Deldrin sort of just doing a slow clap.
Mary sat there laughing as he ties the reins of his donkey onto the
What
back
was
of the
my-
horse's saddle.
what was my climb check? It's 12. So
Oh yeah, you make it.
I'm
okay.
gonna sit on the horse, just lift my leg over it.
Mhm. He just sort of like raises a leg, stuffs on the horse, and then just pulls his legs up a little bit.
Sits down real fast, breaks the back of the horse. Okay,
That would be
how
unpleasant.
about we start heading east?
Yeah, so you guys collectively get on your horses, pigs, or mounts.
That reminds me of the Emperor's New Groove, crunk on that little tiny thing.
Yeah.
Felinas, as he starts to get on his horse, then he waves goodbye to you guys, and he starts talking to Sheriff Deldrin. Seems that they might need some work over there. After 30 minutes of riding hard along the River Foam Road, you discover a dead horse that appears to have been shot to death by miniature arrows.
Miniature arrows.
Yeah. Several foot tall winged humanoids lay dead next to the equine cadaver with deep gashes through their ribs. There's multiple of them. They're about a foot tall.
I searched them. I want some things. I'm gonna steal from them.
Okay, you find what looks like,
It's not stealing
Maybe-
if they're dead.
yeah, maybe it's like 2-inch long needles.
I put all the needles I can find into my pouch.
Okay, you just take a bunch of like really small looking needles. Not like little needles, but have you ever seen those needles
Yeah,
that...
they're ninja needles.
Well, no, have you ever seen on like old-timey outfits there would be a big needle that you would push through cloth to
Oh,
hold it
yeah,
together? That's essentially what you find.
Oh, awesome! How many did I find? Like 10?
You found several, so we'll go with 3d4. You found 5 of them.
Okay, five needles.
Okay, so
Okay.
while everyone's looking around that stuff, I'm gonna get off the horse and walk over to any near rocks and smash them with my hammer.
Okay. You can just roll straight damage because rocks can't evade you.
Yeah, no, just gonna just smash rocks to make it look like
I
I'm
would
looking for
recommend
stuff too.
you to make him make a strength check to see if he fails.
Everybody, go ahead and make a survival check for me
Oh,
if you want to see where the tracks went at all.
Okay.
So, the
I had
boombox, you take a big rock and you turn it into a smaller rock.
I got a 6. I got a 6 in my survival.
Okay, Crocus, you're not really certain as to
No,
where this thing
I'm
went.
enthralled by these bodies.
Oh yeah. Polando, you're pretty sure that whoever was fighting or killed these small winged creatures, they took off on foot. Everybody who did not get, well, everybody go ahead and make a knowledge nature check as well. If you get over 10, you know that whoever killed the small winged creatures ran off on foot. And they might have taken some damage, as you see.
I got
what
a
looks
16.
like okay.
18.
As you see what looks like a small amount of blood following the trail. All right. So anybody who got above, go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
Anybody?
I was gonna say I grab a needle and poke Thor with it.
Okay. Anybody
I
who
looked at the
got
ground where there was blood littered everywhere, and I'm like, they went that way. It's like totally obviously that they did.
there is a
So-
small blood trail
Where
continuing
did
to
you
lead
poke?
to the east.
Where did you poke Thor with the needle? Like, were you
Right in the
behind him?
right in the ass.
Okay, so I'll let the DM roll a 50-50 chance if I had the hammer up in the air or down at the time.
Up in the air.
Okay, so 50% chance say I drop the hammer on him?
Yeah, go for it. So I just rolled a 4 on the percentile. I'll let you figure out what happens.
I got a 15.05. 5%
Nice.
chance.
So I guess the hammer just drops on top of Rowan out of sheer surprise.
Now,
Can I do
now that hammer.
acrobatics to get out of the way?
That'd be
So
like a-
make a damage check at a negative 5 strength penalty. So 2d6 minus 5 for it just falling on him.
yeah, and it weighs 14 pounds.
Yeah.
2d6 minus 5.
Yes. So, yeah, Rowan, you stab Thor in the ass, which does 1d2 plus your strength mod. Plus or minus your strength mod.
1d2.
Yeah, what's your minimum? What's your strength?
My strength mod.
Yeah.
My character's going to try and knock the needle out of Rowan's hand to stop it stabbing to stop it stabbing Thor.
Well, we already made dice rolls, but Rowan,
So-
what's your strength penalty? What's your strength mod?
Minus 2.
No
Okay, so
damage.
so you do 1 non-lethal damage to Thor as you stab him in the ass. Then his hammer just drops on you and does 5 lethal damage as it cracks into your skull.
I have 5 health.
Thor kind of turns around to look and sees this little frog underneath his hammer, lifts it up, and then casts his Cure Light Wounds on him.
Okay, go ahead and roll it.
Is the sheriff with us?
No, he's not. He's back at Falcon's Hall.
Damn it! I was a big fuck.
There you
Otherwise, if he was there, he'd probably just be like,
Okay, I'm back to normal. Hey man, watch where you swing that.
Orlando just shakes his head.
Puts the hammer on his shoulder, kind of laughs, picks
What
up
have
a
I
rock,
got
Just, I poked
puts it in his pocket.
Yes, with a needle, and he dropped it on me, and I took 5 damage.
Alright, so those who got over an 11 nature check, you know that these small creatures are called atomies, and they're actually small fae. You know that these are small fae who serve greater fae as usually knights or guards, and you're fairly certain that the bad guy ran away from you guys, the ones who made a DC 10 survival.
Okay. And if I
They
made
have
it
wings, right?
20, do I know anymore?
Not really a whole lot more. Go ahead and make a perception check if you guys want.
Do they
It's
have
a
wings?
DC 30.
Do they have wings?
Yes, they do have wings.
Thor's going to be playing with one, making
A
it look like it's...
perception check to see if they have what?
No, just a perception check in general as you guys start following the trail again.
Yeah, but DC 30 is... no.
Yeah, it's like most people are probably not going to make it.
Okay, I have
I don't
17.
think anyone is. I don't think anybody's got a 10 on perception.
Okay, so
These,
I got a negative.
these
Okay.
Get a natural 20.
okay,
Just so you guys know, I have a lot of negatives in my skill checks.
10 minutes.
These skill checks are also not working. This is also a shitty sheet.
Nice.
Because I
10
have
minutes.
a +8, not a +1.
Okay.
Or +6 or something, actually.
10 minutes later, you see a fat dwarf jogging down the road. As you ride up, he whirls around and stops.
Hey,
he offers-
Fatty, hold up.
Then he offers you a friendly smile. Top of the morning to you, lads!
Even after I call him a fatty?
Does
He waves
his
at you.
silhouette match the one in the chart in the room?
You're not entirely certain. The one in the room sort of looked a little weird, but it did have fairly broad shoulders.
Is he covered
I
in blood?
smile.
Was it a mix?
What's that?
Is he splattered in blood or any?
Maybe.
No, but you do think that his clothes might be a little tighter than they would normally be. Maybe these are clothes that aren't necessarily sized for him. Go ahead and make
I
a
wave
D.
and smile.
Oh yeah, he waves back. He smiles. Go ahead and make a sense motive check for me, guys.
I say you fucking Mick. Get the fuck out of my face. Sense motive.
So
It's DC 19.
I ask him,
Oh.
what are you doing here, fatty?
Call,
He says-
call him a Mick. They don't like that.
He says, "Oh, I'm just
No, they don't.
trying to get on my way." You do see that he has a little bit of blood on one of his sides.
Yeah, but I'm from 20s. Boston.
What happened to
I
you?
get up.
I was just
I-
attacked by bandits.
Oh, Brooklyn.
What's that?
As
Kaboom.
as everyone's like confronting him and talking to him, I'm gonna get off the horse slowly and kind of walk around behind him.
Okay. He is actually walking towards the party very slowly as he
Yeah.
smiles.
Yeah, I'm smiling and waving.
Is he carrying any weapons?
Make a perception check.
11.
I get my light crossbow ready.
Yeah, I'm drawing. At this point, I've drawn my slate.
Actually, I just shoot him. Actually,
What?
I have
Shoot a
chaotic.
random person.
I have chaotic neutral, man.
Then you just randomly shoot dwarves.
So he's
Shoot him.
Hold on, I'm gonna roll my attack.
okay. He's about 10 feet from you guys, and he says,
Oh, it misses.
He says, "You wouldn't be so good as to help a fellow traveler, would you?
This thing's so fast.
Damned fairies killed my horse
And
and
an
left
arrow,
me to
a bolt goes whizzing by his head.
and left me
I
to
heard
my
it
fate."
run up, and I try and lapse his memory, and then I pickpocket him.
I know. So here's what happens.
Sorry about that.
He finishes saying that, and then a bolt whizzes past his face.
I run up and I erase his memory.
Sorry, man. I misfired. It's these things are finicky.
And since he's within 10 feet of two people, we can go ahead and
Roll initiative.
go to the next scene here, actually.
Oh, I got 22 in pickpocket. Did I pickpocket him as I erased his mery?
You forgot the most important guy.
While
Daniel,
you were with the
did
other
you-
people.
Did you think I was gonna do that?
I was pretty sure you'd do something crazy. Let's see. We'll get rid of all the pet. Get rid of all the pet names here.
Is anybody here chaotic evil?
I'm chaotic good.
I don't think any of us were supposed. I don't think any of us are evil.
Aw, maybe I should have picked evil.
No one is going to evil.
I think part of the character creation rules were you're not allowed to be evil, wasn't it?
No, I think you're allowed to be evil.
I am chaotic neutral.
I'm
I'm lawful neutral.
chaotic neutral, so
There's a pig which is
the
pig.
guy The guy looked like a threat, so I shot at him. That's me.
I'm chaotic good. I'm like the fun. I got all the best things. You can be chaotic and you're good, so you're doing it for a good reason. But you get to smash shit at the same time.
Hey, why can't I be on top of my pig? My pig is on top of me. That's a bit weird.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was normal for Justin Bieber.
It's because your pig's not carrying you. You're carrying the pig.
I don't know, man. It looks like it. Oh no, that's better. That's better.
I'm gonna grab a bagel.
I'm running in
Go ahead.
front, of course, because I'm like the superstar guy.
Did I get everybody? Is everybody here? I thought I dragged everybody
Where's
on.
Crocus?
Bring me one.
He's stealthed.
Crocus and
I don't see me.
yeah, Z got his characters missing.
Huh.
Thor's poor horse.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's not letting me drag him on, I guess.
That's lucky.
Weird.
That is weird.
When you're an engineer, you're kind of used to dealing with spots.
Oh, that's because...
You know what it
Okay,
looks like.
1 second. Let me go back to the previous page. Crocus. Okay, let's make sure everybody actually has a token assigned to them. They should. Oh no, Palando doesn't. That's interesting. Huh. Okay, well, I'll resolve that real quick. Done. Let's see. Okay, he's good. Weird. Okay. Felinus is good. Justin, Bustin Jeever's good. Princess should be good. Wait. Whichever it'll work.
You're missing the Gripply and you're missing. I don't know the last one. Not sure.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah. Thor's fine. Crocus,
Oh,
I
why,
just
thank
assigned
you.
the token to.
Oh, you're missing Zegus. Zegux.
Yep. Okay, so I just assigned this, so it should show up when I drag them on now.
Yep.
And let's see. The other one was Crocus.
Oh, I see one. Oh my gosh.
Okay, so you guys are all on your mounts. So whoever has gotten off their mounts, let's see.
I did.
I
Can I
never
make
got
a-
on my horse.
Can I make a ride check to see if I fall off my horse at all?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, that'll say if I'm off my horse or not.
You. Oh wait, no, that's.
That's a 21. I stay on my horse.
The dwarf he's rather close to you guys as all this
Okay.
goes down. Alright, so he's saying that stop moving. He's saying
Well, I walked past him, so I just wanted to get to the
Mhm.
relative point.
so he's talking to you guys. The bolt shoots past his head. Right as he finishes saying, "You wouldn't be so good as to loan me one of your horses, would you?" A bolt flies past his head, and he says, "Guess not!" And you see him.
I heard him
Like-
run up, lapse his memory, and then pickpocket him.
Before you can do that, as you're getting ready to run up, you see that he slaps his arms down to the side, and you see two daggers fly into his hands that you hadn't previously seen.
Wow.
And everybody, go ahead and roll initiative for me.
What is initiative rolling on this game again?
It will be.
Is it just plus dex?
Yeah, unless you
Yeah.
have other modifiers to it, it's just Dex plus a D20.
Okay, cool.
Exactly.
19.
Okay. So,
Princess. Oops. My bad.
Hold on.
I got 3.
I'll see if I have anything added to my initiative and my stats at all. I forget.
Daniel, can you delete my pick from the initiative? My bad.
Little pig.
0. How'd I get
Just
0?
right.
adding your tokens. Can you guys... Are you
I
able
got
to modify
6.
your initiative orders?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and while we were riding, I was singing my hit song. Baby, 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 ooh.
Yep.
Yes!
Falcon punch.
Falcon punch! Okay, so go ahead and enter your initiatives.
Got 3. Just wait that one time when I get to go first, someone's gonna fucking die.
Okay, yeah, Crocus, what did you get for initiative? Crocus, what did you get for initiative?
Rowan.
Crocus, what did you get for
Got
initiative?
6. You got 6.
6? Okay. And Mary, what did you roll?
19.
Okay,
You're able to do that yourself, guys, when he puts you in there.
yeah.
Just click the number.
Okay, so I'll say that Cuckoo's still back there enough. Thor would not be next to him. But then again, Thor can't make a text opportunity before he actually goes in combat, so that's fine.
Yeah.
So,
I was just walking up to him and he'd wait, kind of just swat me.
yeah. So he whips out these 2 daggers. And you see him whirl around, and he throws one at Bustin Jeever, and the other one at Cuckoo.
No, but
Why a Dustin Jibber?
You're
You
the
did
closest.
not-
He's got a wonderfully hittable face.
This is true.
He's got a point.
Good point there.
Okay, so that will be a. The first one will be against Bustin, so that will be a 21 to hit, and the other one is against Cuckoo. That is a 15 to hit.
back.
Hits both.
Yeah,
Back.
I only have a 17.
All right, so. Okay, so Bustin Jeever, how much is your max hit points?
9.
Okay, you would take. What is your Constitution mod?
Blah.
I mean, your Constitution score.
13. Yeah.
Okay, you take 19 points of damage.
How many?
What?
19.
19?
You're just trying to kill us.
Wasn't
No, no.
Jeeves dead? Holy shit.
He's. We'll put him at unconscious and stabilized. Cuckoo. That's 19 against you as well.
This is what happens when you play Justin Bieber. Sorry, Justin Bieber.
Cuckoo, you're at 19 as well. If that would kill you, you're just unconscious and stabilized.
Oh man, it's.
Yay, faster to my turn. I mean, what?
Did he like double crit?
He throws those 2 and he shifts towards one of the horses. Mary, you're up.
I'm going to attempt to. Well, I'm going to pull out my panpipes and cast a lullaby.
Mhm.
On the dwarf.
Okay, is there a save for that?
It's a DC 14.
Okay.
I'll assume wisdom.
Got them dwarves.
Goddamn ninja
Okay.
dwarves.
Yeah, he makes the check. Is there anything on a succeeded check?
Pardon?
Are there any effects that happen if he succeeds the check?
No, it would put him to sleep if he didn't pass
Okay.
the check.
Cuckoo is stabilized and unconscious. Polando, what are you gonna do?
I'm going to draw a dagger from my wrist sheath and throw it at him.
Okay, go for it.
You're mounted though. Consider mounted.
Where's it?
For just brevity's sake, unless somebody knows the exact penalty for being mounted, we'll just say it's a -1.
No, off the top of my head, I don't.
Okay, we'll just say it's -1.
It's one of those things that never happens.
Alright, you throw your dagger, and he sort of sees it coming and just sort of ducks out of the way a little bit, but it still grazes his shoulder. Go ahead and roll damage. Okay, he takes 3 slashing or piercing damage as the dagger cuts right through this muscle group a little bit, and he keeps lurching towards the horse.
Nice.
Bustin is unconscious. Crocus, what are you going to do?
I'm going to cast Grease. How many weapons is he holding?
Right now he's holding no weapons.
Okay, I cast Grease in a 10-foot area around him.
Okay,
He has to make a reflex save, and the DC is 10.
Okay.
Acrobatics.
Okay, he makes the check,
Ah.
and he doesn't fall prone, but the horse...
Is it the 5? Isn't it just one
So-
square? Or is it 10 feet all around?
I believe it-
Cuckoo, the horse, and him all had to make an acrobatic save.
Is it a 10-foot radius? Or
Yeah,
a
10
10-foot
foot.
diameter?
Well, I'm already unconscious, so
Yeah, 10-foot square.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 4 squares, evidently. We'll just...
So like that?
I cast it like that.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so it's... we'll just use black. So it's those squares.
If he was holding a weapon, I would have cast it on his weapon and made him drop it.
Okay, what was I looking up here?
Dan, just for future reference, next time I use Lullaby, every living creature has to take a willpower check to see if it falls asleep or not.
Okay, everybody. Oh, I was looking up a horse. Everybody, go ahead and make a will save.
Oh my god.
I guess I don't need to because I know I'm casting
My
it.
will
Yeah.
save is 7.
You fall asleep.
Great.
13. I fall asleep.
What was the DC? 14 or 13?
14.
Oops. I completely bullsed off. I completely forgot it was everybody.
One of the horses doesn't fall asleep. One does.
Oh!
Well, you're unconscious. I'm even more
What the fuck
unconscious.
is this? This is not putting me to sleep. Whack.
they wasted my fucking 20 roll right there, though. That would have been a dead dwarf.
Do you not crit on a 19 then? Because
Nope, only a 20.
Certain weapons crit on more than.
Yeah, this one's a 20, but it's times 3. So
Oh.
I thought that was a good trade-off.
Okay, so let's see if the other horses fall asleep too.
Jeez.
Oh my god, my horse is going to fall asleep underneath me, isn't it?
He's gonna like fall off.
Oh yeah, my donkey's following behind me, by the way.
Oh yeah, and the pig needs to try and make the check as well.
Didn't somebody have like a horse cart or something? Or
Fucking whiskey drinking.
No,
Okay.
Yes, he said a.
So Crocus did his thing. He did the
Not doing
attack
much.
roll, right?
I did the. It's a standard action to cast Grease.
Oh, yeah,
but I
that's
fell
right, that's
asleep.
Let's see. Thor, are you still awake?
Like, no,
Yeah.
Yeah, Thor got a 20. He passed.
Okay.
Why?
Thor, what you doing?
5-foot step, draw a hammer, smash little dwarf.
Okay, go for it.
18 to hit.
That hits. Go for damage.
go for it.
18.
Okay. You smack him for 18 damage in the back. He sort of just he swipes his hand at you as he continues running for the horse. Next up,
Now with the weight of
God,
that hammer, hitting him
2d6
into
plus
that
7.
tree, you're gonna be able to see.
2d6 plus 7.
so he jumps onto the horse. I will say he makes a withdraw action onto the horse.
Doesn't he have
What
to
about
make
the
an
tree?
acrobatics or ride check?
He jumps onto the horse
Eh.
and pulls the reins, and he starts riding away from the party. And then something happens.
Yeah. Isn't the horse
Horse
asleep?
explodes.
The horse is asleep, right? Daniel, did you make the...
Oh,
yeah,
shit, that's where my dynamite was.
yeah, I read for all the horses. I rolled for all the horses.
Okay.
All right. So at this point, as he starts riding off with the horse, you hear a really loud buzzing sound coming from the nearby forest, and you see a cloud. You see this like strange verdant cloud fly out of the forest. Does anybody here speak Sylvan?
I do, but I'm unconscious.
I can hear noise.
Sylvan, the guy who speaks Sylvan, in your unconscious state, you somehow hear in your dream, "For the Dark Moon Blades, for Sentira's mandolin," as something's happening that you're unaware of. But the rest of you guys who are awake, you see what looks like a small
I'm asleep.
cloud of small, foot tall creatures fly out of the forest and just engulf Waffy. And you see the horse screams and bucks and then runs off a little ways without Waffy on it.
I walk over to the body and see if I can shoo the little things away.
Okay, so yeah, Waffy disappears into a verdant cloud of death. And in less than 6 seconds, you hear screaming, and you can sort of see writhing legs around when the cloud is sort of parted just enough.
Can I grab his legs and spin him around in a circle to see if I get them off him?
As you start walking over to him, about 10 of these small creatures that you know as atomies, they fly back, and they sort of menace you with their needles, treating them as rapiers.
I glare at them
Waffy continues to scream.
and flex.
Ah!
I'll intimidate the whole crowd of them. Like, I'll just let out the biggest fucking slobbery roar I can all over them.
And yeah, so as you go ahead and make an intimidation check.
8. Rolled a 3.
They sort of continue to buzz around as the lullaby slowly ends, and the rest of you wake up. It's been
Great.
about a minute now, and
Okay, well, if they didn't get intimidated by me, I'm gonna hit them with my hammer.
I want to shoot Waffy with another bolt.
Waffy is just completely gone at this point. You can't even see him. You can see like a leg thrash every now and again, but you can't really see
shoot
a whole lot.
anyways.
Yeah, go ahead.
I would like to
supposed
pull
to be doing
Waffy's daggers out of my friends.
Oh yeah, you can do that, no problem. You just
That's my
Oh yeah, I'm
attack.
gonna try and
And
do
who
That's a
got hit?
19. 19.
19 to hit. Because
Yeah.
he's prone, you would get a penalty to hit, so your bolt wishes through the cloud of
Yeah.
Atomy, and you sort of get some angry looks from them.
Who did Waffy hit with the daggers?
It was Bustin' Jeever and Cuckoo.
All right,
So after a minute,
when I pull the daggers, I'd like to cure light wounds
Okay.
on Cuckoo.
go for it.
Yes.
Ha!
After a minute of screaming and thrashing, Waffy's screams pitter down to wet whimpers and begging. But these Fae continue to stab him everywhere that you can see. One of the winged creatures eventually breaks off, and she flies about to hover about before the 10 that bar your way.
It's a girl?
Yeah. You see that she's actually wearing a shining chain shirt with a matching helmet. And instead of a needle, it's actually a rapier.
Hey, she's around my height.
She's about a foot tall.
Hey. Hey, baby.
So,
Wanna
as you look up,
come back to the... You You want to come back to the inn with me, baby?
She sort of
healing.
she smiles and
My
shakes her
character-
head.
My
Why
character,
can't I do a diplomacy check?
my character will physically walk over to the dwarf's body and like knock all of them off of him and like grab them, like physically not caring what they're doing. He's just gonna knock them away.
Why can't I make a diplomacy check? I'm trying to have sex with this fae.
You can try. So as you start walking over,
I'd like to point out she's a foot tall. She's not going to be high. She's not going to be tall enough.
Dude, I'm 2 feet tall.
Oh,
Okay, I'll make a diplomacy check.
okay. So while you do that, this small fae
14.
regards you with mild indifference as she buzzes back and forth.
That's a 14.
As you try to diplomatize her, she sort of just folds her arms and continues buzzing back and forth.
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. Okay. And she says, "Why are you upon the road of Dark Moon Wood?"
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I?
No, never mind. I don't give a shit.
She nods and says, "Good. He has attempted to have stricken you down, so I doubt you are allies. Whom do you seek?" She's saying this in common. You think she's sort of struggling a little bit with the language.
As
know
my
that
character
feeling.
picks up, my character says, "Oh, do mind my friend. He's an idiot." I'm saying this in Sylvan.
What the fuck did you just say?
I mean, it's in Sylvan. You don't understand Sylvan. I'm like,
Oh.
"Oh, do mind my friend. He's an idiot." It's like, "We're just passerbys."
As she looks at you, she sighs in relief and says, and in Sylvan says, "Someone who actually speaks the proper language of this world." Good.
Oh my god.
Oh, yes, Sylvan is such a beautiful language.
Oh, I know.
Can I roll
So-
like diplomacy or something?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
All right.
She continues on to say, "So this guy Waffy, he attacked you, did he? We were watching from the forest, just to see if you were his ally, so we could take you as well." With your 16, you get that she's sort of liking you a bit more. It helps that you speak her language.
All right. I ask you, like, would this help a little bit more? And then I polymorph into another Sylvan.
Do you have the do you have likable whatever it's called?
I have realistic likeness.
Okay. Is that only for humanoids?
It says whoever. It says you can whoever you've seen.
Okay, so you transform into one of the random atomies you saw before, and she sort of raises an eyebrow, looks at the other one. She says, "You want to look at this?" That exact atomy that looks precisely like you buzzes over, sort of looks at you, raises an eyebrow, and says, "Well, damn. No, I'm twice as good."
See what Thor's doing?
Yes. So Thor is wondering. Okay, so as she's talking to you, Thor wanders over. And what you see as you're starting to push the atomies away is Waffy tries to scream as you near, but it comes out as more of an exhausted whine. The stench of urine and blood mix in the air as the fat dwarf lays in a muddy pool of his own blood. His eyes are bloody pits, his arms and legs bleed from what looks like hundreds of stab wounds, and his groin is a red frothing mess. A moment later, he tenses. His teeth clench as he tries to draw in a desperate breath, and then he goes limp, even as the Fae continue to stab him.
I search him.
You find what looks like a piece of paper that has several holes in it from stabbings. It seems to be a little drenched. Yeah. And essentially, it says something about Wigbrand. So that's Thor who's saying that. So you get a piece of paper that has some pretty things on it that you don't understand. And
I just kind of throw it behind me, not really caring.
yeah,
Just-
he's just like, and and you find his copper. You're like, "Girl!"
This good. This put here.
You see that he has 2 more daggers in holsters.
And throw them behind me too, because I don't really care about them.
Yeah, you guys
I
know
will
that
pick
you're.
up those daggers.
So you guys know that you are after this guy named Waffy. What you find on the corpse is you find 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds. Well, you find 3 potions. You don't know what they are. I'm assuming you guys will just take 20. So you find 2 potions of Cure Light Wounds, 1 potion of Invisibility. And,
I'll take the potion of invisibility.
Yeah, and you find a hand crossbow and 20 crossbow bolts.
I'm taking the
Nice.
potion of invisibility.
Okay.
I'll take the daggers. You guys can have the rest of the stuff.
Okay.
How heavy is the potion of invisibility?
It's negligible.
All right.
So, you guys got to tell me that we got to keep the body. We got to take the body
Have
with
one of
us.
the potions of light cure.
I mentioned to Thor that I kind of point and mention, like, try and gesture towards Thor.
Is this the guy?
Carry body back.
Is this the guy that we were looking for?
I nod. I walk over and grab a big stick and just like shove him through it and like rest him on my shoulder so I don't actually have to touch him.
So you guys see that Bustin' Jeter is still unconscious on his pig. Just like... He's somehow sitting there.
I use my other Cure Light Wounds on him.
Yeah, he's still sitting there, but he somehow still looks almost perfect. Even while he's bleeding.
Do we know?
I'm going to go over to him and draw a ring round his eye and a fake moustache.
And then dick butt on his cheek.
Yes.
What? Hey, do we know? Is this the guy we were looking for?
Yeah, you're pretty sure. The Fae who you're talking to, her name is Estella. She actually has some things that she knows, so you guys can actually banter with her if you like. But she does tell you that man who's dead is Wafi Sindri. He's a wanted criminal in the court of Sentira, the fairy queen of Dark Moon Woods.
I gesture to Thor to put the body on my horse.
When you're doing that, she says, "You may take the hood, should such please you. But it shall first go to the court of Lady Sentira. Do with which...
No.
Yes, do with what pleases you with the body, as by and by the scavengers shall feast upon the carcass."
No.
I say thank you very much, and then I go to give her a hug, and as I hug her, I pickpocket her.
Okay, go for it.
Can I, at this point, use my panpipes and cast unnatural lust on the girl to try and make her make out with Cuckoo?
Yeah, go ahead.
Make her make out with me.
It's a DC 15.
DC 15?
Will save.
Alright.
Six.
I don't know. Do you think she's gonna lust after him with that dwarf skewered on a fucking big log resting on my
I'm
shoulder,
gonna
just
die.
dripping everywhere?
Not you, the person who turned into the Sylvian or whatever it was.
Okay, so
Oh, shit.
she rolled a 25, so she resists
Oh.
your natural lust. But she does sort of look at you, and she says, "Clever tricks, I like it."
Yes.
Well, I am pretty tricky myself.
So you guys sort of know that the Fae are rather tricksy and mischievous people. So
Oh, my kind of people.
yeah, exactly. So they tend to like tricks and like fun.
I see everyone laughing, and I hold the stick up, and I kind of make the dwarf dance.
Oh, that.
Just kind of shake her around a little bit.
I put my quarterstaff on the ground next to the horse and kind of stand gingerly on it and try and hold my balance.
Mm-hmm. Make an acrobatics check for balance.
No.
You're just like, look at me.
Nothing good ever comes after watch this.
Hey, how do you get a one-armed redneck out of a tree?
Oh wait, wasn't that
Wave at
Battles,
him.
wasn't it?
Yeah. What is the?
I should add another 7 to that. So another 7 to that. So that would have been a 13, but still would have.
Okay.
No, 12. That would have been a 12, and I would still have failed.
So, what's the most famous last words? Hey, y'all, watch this.
My character's now face down in the mud behind.
Yeah.
Isn't Thor standing next to Waffy at this point?
Yeah. Waffy's he's dead.
I cast Mage Hand and I touch her titties.
She sort of looks down. She says, "You know I'm wearing armor, right?" And she slowly
I
starts.
touch harder.
She slowly starts floating over to you, and when she gets up to your face, she just stops,
Hey man, it's got a mind of its own.
slaps you, then turns around and flies away.
I keep poking her.
I'm going to jump back on my horse.
Okay.
I jump back on my horse.
So as you guys talk to Sentira, she asks you if you would like to come to the court of Sentira, the fairy queen of Darkmoon Wood.
I want to get my money from this bounty first.
Well, she also tells you that her and her army of about 50 Atomy knights are pretty much one of their biggest goals right now is to take Waffy's body to the court right now because he's
Do we
one of the
still
most.
get the body?
Yeah, you can have the body afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll follow them then.
That's
All
right.
right,
Come over the back.
Shake it around.
We'll have Thor carry it into the court, and then we'll go back to the guy afterwards.
He's just
Daniel,
Get the bounty from both.
Daniel, I'm going to keep using Mage Hand to do lots of disgusting things to women in this game.
Can I try and dispel Mage Hand?
No.
It would be a dispel check. You'd need to cast dispel, or you could cast Mage Hand to try and counterspell his Mage Hand.
I start poking Christopher's character with Mage Hand. In the
Can I
face.
use Counter Song to counter it? Or is that not
I think so.
Mage hand, something. It's not like a
All right, time for Mage Hand. Stop that, you asshole!
Not really.
All right, so you guys, you get together and you start riding with about, I want to say about 20 atomies on each side of you, 5 behind and 5 in front. The atomies actually fly faster than your horses, but they're slowing down for you. As you guys are riding, Estella turns to you and says, "So, what was your plan if you ran into the werewolves?"
Werewolves.
Yes,
There are
there's
werewolves.
werewolves in
werewolf.
Darkmoon's Wood. I see most of your weapons appear to be made of steel. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Do you know who this Waffy Sentry is?
No.
A murderer.
He is a murderer, and he is wanted by me and my kin. But he's part of a larger band of bandits that call themselves Wigbrand's Warriors. She sort of scoffs and spits when she says the name. They were a band of bards, I think, that turned into
Like
bandits.
Hoppy.
Yeah. And they're rather vicious people. Even if their leader was a little nice the first time we saw him. As you guys... she also tells you that there might be considerable coin for you to collect in Sentira's court. So you guys continue riding. I don't have a many for the atomies, so that's fine. And you make your way...
In common or in Sylvan?
Say again?
Is she telling all of this in common or in Sylvan?
She's saying it in Broken Common.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm gonna talk to the Sylvan elf, that Sylvan fairy, and I'm gonna talk to her. I'm like, hey, after this, you want to meet behind the bushes?
I already tried that, man.
Well, I'm in Sylvan. I'm speaking all like French, like I'm like,
Hello, my name is
it's all
Fabio.
and poetic. I mean, I could be anyone you want me to be.
You're too big.
No, she's polymorphed into
How
one
is
of them.
that a bad thing?
It's polymorphed into one of them.
You'll
so it's
kill
not
her.
She looks at you and says, "Well, I can cast Reduce Person."
Oh yeah.
All right, so
Thor gestures at himself and holds two hands up.
she's just like, she's like, death. Does Thor pass out when he gets excited? All right, let's.
I don't know, he's pretty big in general. He's got a lot of blood flow and a lot of blood power.
He's like a dog. He just has extra
He has
blood
two
stored in his
hammers.
liver.
Wait, what are you
He
looking
has two
for?
hammers.
You looking for a roll?
No. I'll just roll with it. But okay. All right, come on. Where's the summary? Okay. So you guys ride into what looks to be a massive, sort of palace almost, but it seems to be entirely made out of a single large tree. You can go ahead and roll a knowledge nature check. DC 5, it's pretty obvious. Yeah.
Oh, so like we're here now?
3.
You guys have ridden through the forest, and you've come to a concentration of a lot of Fae. You saw several Fae of every type sort of walking past you, but they seem to be completely ignoring you, especially with such an escort. Eventually, you made your way past some walls and a couple of treants, and you found a rather tall tree. Most of you realize that this is this tree seems to be magically altered. Trees don't typically grow the way this one has, complete with windows and open ways and archways. So you're fairly certain that whatever's here is rather powerful in its own way, or at least has some druids at its disposal. The enemies, they stop at the base of the entrance of what looks like some sort of hall. And Estella sort of motions you to go forward, and she floats up to what looks like a small, maybe foot-tall opening near the top of, far above, about 20 feet up. And you hear something in Sylvan. She seems to be, for those who speak Sylvan, she seems to be announcing that you're coming. When you guys make your way forward, you open the gates and walk in.
Oh, is that a stage?
Yes, that is. And at the top of the stage, you see there appears to be a nymph who's singing, as well as other sprites and various fae, sort of dancing along to tune with this nymph's song. And as you come in, the nymph looks at all of you and says, "Ah, so you're the ones Estella told me about. The ones who tried to take on that detestable fiend, Wafi?"
I just kind of walked through all the chairs straight to the thing and take this. Yeah, I just walk right through it, take the stick and shove it into the stage with this guy's body hanging on it.
You do a marionette thingy?
No, I just like slam it into the stage, and like if it's not facing them, I turn it to make sure it's facing the crowd.
He's just
And
like,
then I'll hop onto the stage and summon my drum set and start playing drums.
I use my mage hand to grab the nymph's ass.
all right, so
I dispelled that earlier with countersong.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
I cast it again.
so you guys, as you go to grab her ass, make a spell, make a check to defeat spell resistance.
What would that be?
That would be 1d20 plus your charisma modifier plus 1, your caster level.
Okay. Aha!
18?
18.
As long as that's
you-
how he is.
Yeah, as your mage hand flutters close to her, You see it almost touch her and then fizzle out of existence.
My character walks over to the corner and falls asleep in the corner to take a rest.
She says, she sort of looks at the corpse that's now been nailed into the stage, and she says, "Well, that's a cute trick. Come join us and play with us."
Oh,
And
I'm
she
already
starts
banging on drums.
She starts singing again.
what do you mean play with you?
She says, "With your instrument,
Oh, I got an instrument right here.
does it make noise?"
Oh, it can.
Oh god.
Too much.
You see that there seems to be a what are they called? Like a phones? No.
Yeah, I got a flute right here. You want to blow it?
She says, "I like blowing flutes, just not that type."
How does she know what I'm talking about?
You see
That's
that
for my
they're.
perform.
Oh yeah, go ahead. Everybody,
My
go ahead
drumming.
and roll a perform check.
Hey,
Roll perform check.
how do you make macros again? I forgot.
What's that?
How do you make macros again?
I have no
never
idea.
mind, I found it.
White noi, oi, oi. I rolled a 12 for my performance.
So did I.
Okay.
I don't have music.
Rowan, ours are the exact opposite. You rolled the 5 and have a +7. I rolled the 7 and have a +5.
Aha.
10. But I'm asleep in the corner anyway, so that makes more sense.
Let's see. We have 2 more people, I think. No, 1 more, I think.
Mine's a 10, but mine's asleep in the corner, so it kind of makes sense.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm
Who's
performing
the
doing
last
sleeping.
person? Let's see. Did everybody roll their perform?
Yeah, I got a 12. Rowan got a 12. Steven got an 18. Z got a 25. And Mary got a 10.
And okay, is that 6?
Yeah, I think a little bit higher is. Yeah, and Beaver got a 10.
Oh, okay, it is
Bus.
6.
Yeah, no, I made a macro.
My character wakes up and shoots a slingshot at Beaver.
Okay, so you guys averaged to 14 on your perform check. So as one of you guys is snoring in tune with the rhythm somehow, and the rest of you are just jamming out with the fairy queen, with the nymph queen of Darkmoon Wood. Eventually she gives like the crescendo of her song, and everything comes to an end. She turns to you guys smiling and says, "Very good. I think you'll all do nicely."
I go
In
up
the
to-
end, my character does this with a big flex on, the whole point to the ceiling.
I was looking at the nymph the whole time I was performing.
Yeah, just pointing the drumsticks up
Yeah.
as the drums poof.
I go up to the nymph queen. I'm like, "Well, that song ended in a good climax. Would you like to make another?"
She says, "Not right now. Good you. But I do have a rather happy friend who would like to
I
do
don't agree
that with you."
The trap.
Agree.
I'll agree.
Okay. You
Oh,
agree
friend.
with your rash promise. And she looks up and says, "All right, Arachnia, he agreed." And you see a rather large spider fae, like just slowly descending on a web from the ceiling.
Does she
I
look like
hurry,
Quaylag?
I hurry up and I cast the lapse memory on her to make her forget.
Does she look like Quaylag?
She looks like
Many hands.
something you would
Make
see out
light
of
work.
like some sort of weird Japanese anime.
Yeah, look, here's Quaylag. It's the spider lower body.
Yeah. She looks like Quaylag. Why not?
Nice.
You're just like,
Do it, man.
"Huh?
Do it.
Are you fighting
That's just a drider.
Yeah,
Just-
many
just
hands
do
make
it.
light work.
You're not
It's
entirely
worth it.
certain how it works, but she offers a hand to you as she gets within range.
Do it.
And
Do you accept her offer?
How
I
attractive
look,
is
at,
she?
I look at the other nymph and I wave her over too.
How,
See if,
how,
I, see if I get- see if I get this freaky.
how attractive is she? The spider
Um,
lady.
That would be entirely subjective. Steven, go ahead and roll 1d20.
1d20. What is that? Persuasion?
That's for how attractive she is to your character. Yeah, she's about average.
He's about average. I'm gonna wave over the nymph I was just talking to. Let's see if we can get on this action.
She shakes her head and says, "I don't have sexual relations with my subjects. Sorry."
I'm talking about the nymph I was just talking to in the forest.
Make a diplomacy check. Come on.
Oh, you mean the enemy?
Yeah, that to me.
She sort of flies over
They're all
and she sort of shrugs and says, "Sure, why not?"
Shut up.
She like
All
grabs
right,
you
nothing.
by the scruff of your neck. You convince her why not, as the spider starts making some silk. Starts making like a hammock out of silk.
I say, I'm
Then
like,
she's
"Oh, thank you guys," and then you hear me in the background. Then you hear her clapping. I do believe in fairies. I do believe in fairies.
You guys see like him just get wrapped up in spider web and like dragged up into
With a
the
big smile
darkness
on his
beyond.
face.
Yeah.
Kinky.
Oh.
Then you see Estella fly down and she's like snickering. She says, "He thought I was gonna join in on that."
But wait, Estella, we
So
join
how-
on this business right here?
She just flies out. As it turns out, this spider chick is really heavy into BDSM.
Awesome.
That makes sense.
I mean, just
I
yeah.
heard she likes
kinda
to
makes
wrap
sense.
people up
Do
and
I take
train
damage for that?
She's really into bondage.
Yeah, I heard
You should make him
likes
make
to
a
wrap people up and suck them
make
dry.
him make a Constitution check to see if he survives this ordeal.
Go ahead and make a fort save, actually,
Fort save.
to see if you're
No
exhausted.
fortitude. I'm going down.
Daniel,
Yes,
could you roll a will save, please, for charm person?
sure. Who are you trying to charm?
The nymph, of course.
Oh, the fairy queen. Okay.
I'm a superstar. I can do this.
Okay.
Through all this, my character continues to sleep.
I want
I'll
to
let you know what her will save is.
I want to persuade the nymph to have relations with me.
Um,
So does
Nymphs have
everybody.
really good saves. Yeah, she's not even phased.
Oh!
Plus 18.
Never work, man.
Yeah, they have like plus 16 to almost everything. It's ridiculous.
Oh my god.
I think they have.
I'm
Yeah,
not
they-
even gonna try.
Guess I'll just have to use my good old-fashioned charms.
Yeah, go ahead and you guys can all try to make a. Oh yeah, so Steven
Let's
made that
have a
check.
Fey Fairy orgy right here.
So after about 30 minutes, you guys see Steven like.
Wait. I want to do escape artist. I want to break free and dominate the dominatrix.
Okay, go for it.
17.
17.
Daniel, are we
Yes.
still in the same region as the starting village?
You're further into Darkmoon Woods, but you're still sort of in the country of Anderon.
Okay,
You're
so
in northern
my
Andor.
celebrity status would work here, right? 'Cause,
Yeah, that would work.
Okay, so that's plus 9 on diplomacy. I'm just gonna try and diplomacy the shit, man.
Okay, go for it. Let's see, spiders.
I'm saying, like, hey, baby.
I'm gonna make you a Jalever.
Yeah, that's great. I'm gonna make a Jalever out of you.
Wow.
So terrible, I love it. You guys see
Why don't they
that?
wake up and shoot a slingshot at him, please?
I got big feet, baby. You know what that means?
So you guys see Centira sort of wink at Bustin. She sort of flies over to him, like grabs him. You see them both disappear.
Nice. And I flip everybody else off, like, ah!
Fuck you guys! I can break the law and get away with it.
Only does it for some reason.
Well, he hopes. He hopes that's what it is.
And they seem
Have I
to
had a long enough
disappear.
rest to gain my spells back?
Yeah, you guys are probably rest at the. Oh
So,
wait, no, this isn't a rest.
Justin Bieber has a very small problem in the bedroom.
Dan, was that a yes or a no?
He has but he has thought of a way around that.
He just carries around a strap on everywhere.
No,
Yeah.
but that's a good
Yes.
idea. He has this sling staff, right? So he's gonna clench that between his butt cheeks with the backhand forward, and then he's gonna silence image it.
So what you're saying is he's burning all of his spells.
Oh,
See, it's huge! And she just goes,
No.
as long as I don't let her touch it while she's facing me, I'm good. And then I say, turn around, baby.
she's just like, wow, let me see. No, turn around.
Draw it if it was commissioned.
Show me what you can do. She turns around.
And don't mind the splinters, baby.
Let's see. Okay, so does this count as rest? Yeah, we'll go ahead and treat this as a rest.
Great.
Thor
But,
has a baby dick, 9 pounds 5 ounces.
Did I survive this whole ordeal?
Yeah, so what you guys see is after about 30 minutes, Stephen
1
H.
hour, come on.
Oh yeah, that's right. Stephen H. wanted to turn it around.
Yeah,
Let's
well, I got
see.
17. Is that escape artist work?
Let's see if we can find a spider for this. Okay, I found something that sort of works. Okay, let's see. It's in the
That's my finger.
size range. 17? No, that does not make it.
Did I survive the fortitude?
Oh, yeah. So what happens is... Dex, what's the 28 for, by the way?
Oh, no, I'm just testing macros, sorry.
Oh, okay. So after about 30 minutes, you guys see Stephen H. come, just sort of like sliding down in a just covered up in web, with this huge shit-eating grin on his face, and like bruises everywhere, as he slides down onto the stage and just plops down there. And you have the exhausted condition. Dex, let's see if the nymph queen makes her perception check.
But she's facing the other way.
Yes.
Perception is more than just
He makes a perception check, obviously. The fact that Dan's laughing means that she's made the perception check.
Make a sleight of pole check.
I don't have sleight of hands, man.
Or you can make a bluff check, maybe.
No, I'll do this. On the bluff is better, by the way. Yeah, bluff. Yeah. Oh!
She is completely convinced.
Nice.
And so, like, you go at it. Bustin' Jeever is just like, alright, making this look good.
It can go forever because he's not actually like busting anything.
Eventually, she comes to, she ends. And she turns around. and she says, "There's only one way that I." And she's rather sad that that Bustin didn't finish as well, and she grabs his pole.
No. He's like a fast squirter,
pole.
so don't worry about it.
She
it's done.
she goes to grab the pole, and she's like, and she just sort of stares at the pole as it like fades back into being a pole. And she looks up at Bustin and goes, "Oh, you naughty boy."
Wow.
30
Gotta
minutes.
know where that pole's going next.
Daniel, are fays generally really into sex?
Oh, well, I would imagine so. There's nothing else to do on the first world.
I mean, she's called a fucking nymph.
Yeah,
Just add
pretty
an
much.
O to it, it's done.
This is now
So-
She's not a succubus.
This is now a sex RP.
Succubus.
So after 30 minutes after that,
Oh,
you see Bustin Jeever come back. He also has the exhausted condition.
nice.
And
And he comes back flipping everybody off.
he also...
as he exits, I turn in the Busted Beaver and I run back in there and I'm like, very nice. Come around for seconds.
Bustin Jeever also looks like he can't walk straight.
We know where that pole has been.
Mary walks up to Bust and kicks him in the nuts. Flip him off.
Can I do a reflex save for that?
Yeah, go
Would I
ahead.
be a disguised self if I ran in disguised as Busted
One.
Beaver?
Do I make a dexterity check to see if I actually hit him?
Yeah, go for it.
But just roll a hit or something, man.
Roll to hit, so +1. 16.
Make an opposed acrobatic.
16 to hit.
I mean,
What's your-
opposed
what's your
reflex.
reflex dodge? Hit him!
Bustin Jeever is sickened.
Busting those nuts.
When I get
But my,
23.
but my nuts are really small. Can we give me a bonus on that?
He gets a +4 bonus because of their size. They're just that small.
Still fails.
I know. Oh man, this is ridiculous. I love it.
I hold the stick below your nose.
All right,
Yeah, you don't
so
want to smell that.
so you guys do all kinds of crazy things for this.
Apparently, I didn't get any.
I was asleep throughout it, other than to when Bustin came back and started swearing at everyone, at which point I went off and kicked him in the balls. That's literally all I did.
I
Okay.
turn into Bustin Jeeber and I run back into the NIF. We all switcheroo.
As you run in, she sort of looks at you and goes, "Really? I already told you it's too small."
I look at her and I'm like, well, that's very good. I cast a large person.
How many spells do you have?
I don't know.
It's a bluff.
Oh.
Make a bluff check.
Alright.
Please pass, please pass, please pass.
Okay, let's see. What's your sense motive?
You want to borrow my stick?
27. 34, no, you don't pass the bluff.
You're just like, it's just enlarged person. And she sort of shakes her head.
This 3DS right here. And if it bricks, it bricks.
She sort of flutters over and says, "If
doing it
only
anyways.
you
I'm
were
seeing if I
Bustin
can
Jeever."
downgrade. And it doesn't always. It's 100%.
Then
brick
she leans forward and she whispers something into your ear.
He's like Jose. He has a huge stick. Anyway, after you kicking me in the balls, I say, I still fucked her. And I flip you up again.
Thor's found a big bucket of mead to drink out of. He's just drinking from the whole bucket, like the actual keg.
He's just like,
I run out and I start laughing at Bustin' Jeeber. Like once I'm like okay. I'm on the ground like I'm kicking, holding my sides.
He says, "What? What's so funny?"
All right, so you guys passed the night. Those of you who didn't get to sleep with somebody yet, you very easily find other partners, especially all manner of fae and monster girls. It's almost like you're on your own little monster girl quest of your own. Christopher gets it. Wow. Yeah, nice. Okay, so you guys sleep the night away, sometimes in more ways than one, and you make your way back to Fluffy Tail. Yeah,
Fluffy Tail.
And you guys make your way back to Centura's court. In the morning, you guys all have a moral +1 bonus, I'll say.
Pay you back $35 easy.
To all social checks. Nymph.
Seeing if this works, because if it does, it'd be fantastic. Some people get bored.
Yeah, so Centura, she explains the situation to you. As you guys come in, she says, "Alright, now that that's all over with, allow me to explain why one of my guardsmen brought you here." And she sort of motions off as she floats back a little bit. And you see a what are they called? I think it's fawn. You see a female fawn walk up. And she seems to have a very severe look in her face and her eyes. Not necessarily the kind of woman you wanna mess with. And she says, "All right, so you're the ones who were fighting Waffy? Oh, okay."
Well, I was mostly sleeping, but yeah.
She waves. Good enough. Good enough.
Thor flexes.
She claps. She says, "My name is Tiny Sharmilla.
He said my name is Tiny. We could have guessed that."
She's actually about 6 feet tall.
Wow.
She has.
Is the full thing with the goat?
Yeah, has a goat's lower legs.
I go for another grab of the titties.
I say, cuckoo. Hey, maybe that's your tongue.
As you go for that grab of the titties, the moment you grab her, she pulls out her composite longbow, knocks an arrow, and says, "Stop it now."
I run over and tackle Crocus.
She starts pulling back the arrow, pointed straight at Crocus.
Thor gets up, walks over, picks her up against the wall with one arm.
Who, the fawn?
Yeah, that's pulling a bow down at the little, just picks her straight up. I got about a foot or so on her.
Make a grapple check.
Okay.
Thor making fights with everybody.
Not making fights. He just drew a bow at the little frog dude. I don't know what anyone's saying.
As you walk over to do that,
I look at Thor and just point down and say, and like motion to Crocus and go, "His fault."
You start to grab her, and she just lifts up a leg and kicks you 5 feet away from her.
Do I have any way to stop from moving?
Not in this case.
275 pounds.
She's rather strong, you see. Those strong goat legs.
Fair enough.
Eventually,
I want to pet it as I get moved backwards.
Skip leg day.
And then kind of wink at her and growl.
She nods at you, folding her muscled arms and flexes.
I grab my arm right here and go like this, and wave it around by my.
She sort of does the thing they did in Full Metal Alchemist. She sort of looks at you. She flexes.
Yep, doing the same
Yeah,
thing.
that's arm
He flicks
strong.
back. She flexes.
Do that whole thing, have the little sparkles everywhere.
Guys, I just finished Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I would highly recommend that to anybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Fantastic.
So you both.
That's exactly how Thor flexes. All that stuff, just like the little faces, the poses, everything. It's exactly
So-
what he does.
So Timey and
The
Thor.
guy from One Punch Man, but whatever.
So Thor and Timey flex at each other, and through their flexing, they communicate.
Yeah.
Thor understands that she is actually the mistress of the guard. She's probably the person. She's actually the one who protects Sintira and commands the guard. He knows that she's rather strong, and that this little Gripply is doing lewd things that are offending her,
Yeah, whatever.
and she makes a diplomacy check to convince Thor to stop this from happening.
I run over and tackle Crocus. Do I need to make a grapple check?
Yeah, go ahead.
What do I have to grapple check?
Thor, go ahead and make a diplomacy check.
I'm not passing that, no matter what it is.
What do I need to add to grapple checks?
Fuck. Even if I roll a 20, I get a 21. So I'm not passing that.
So Thor's just convinced to try and stop this from going on. This sexual assault.
Daniel, what do I need to add to grapple checks? Is it just strength?
Okay. So, yeah, it's just strength.
Yeah, it is your CMB plus your strength.
Oh, C and B.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No, I mean your base
Your
attack.
CMB.
It is your CMB.
Yeah. It's your
Do you-
base attack bonus plus your strength.
Yeah.
Plus size, plus any temp mods that you have, or miscellaneous from
Oh,
feats and
okay
stuff.
then.
Yeah. What is your size?
I
what is your-
I got a 4. I've got a -1 to CMB. Then I get a +1.
well,
You sort of
CMB,
casually
so-
walk over, and you try to grapple him, but it just comes out as a hug, and he just keeps doing what he's doing, and sort of gives you a
so
funny look.
As they're like that, I'm going to reach into my bag, pull out a sack, and just put it over both of them now because it's where they are.
I
roll
can
up
make an
in
escape
there.
artist check to try and get out of it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm holding the bag closed with
16.
+5 strength. I guess I'll roll a check to hold the bag.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no!
go
I
for
mean,
it.
I mean, I'm doing escape artist check to stop you throwing the bag over me as well. I'm trying to dodge out the way.
Yeah, go ahead. It's against his. It's against you guys' CMD.
I
Combat
got a
maneuver
16
defense.
on my escape artist.
Okay.
That's like I'm rolling grapple right now. It's just trying to load it.
Okay.
It says rolling dice, but it's not actually rolling it. There it goes.
Oh, there it goes.
I rolled a 2.
Yeah, I
You
don't-
guys are lucky.
So you're just like.
You guys are lucky. I rolled a 2.
My character's like, nope.
And
I do have a +1 to that, though.
While she's covered in the bag, I run behind. I pickpocket her.
Kaboom.
Yeah.
hmm.
You have a +6, right? Not a +5. On your CMB.
No. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, so it'd be 8. Yeah, my bad.
I still dodge it with a 16.
Yeah, everybody dodges it, but...
I like, nope.
I forgot my
Okay,
base
one
attack
second.
bonus.
Fly
Bad.
that way.
Yeah, my bad.
I'm trying to help.
your base attack and also that trait
Rowan, get
that
back
you
on.
have. That gives you a +1.
Oh yeah, that's true. My bad. Totally forgot about that shit.
6 intellect, I know.
Okay, save that, and then I also get a mix of 1. Totally forgot that. So I actually have I have a good +2. I got 7.
Yeah.
I gotta just change that. Good. So that would have been a 9. So never
Yeah,
mind.
but
Doesn't-
still you feel it, whatever.
Yeah, rolled a 2. Of course, I'm gonna fail shit.
Can everybody
I
see
dodged
everybody
out
else
the way.
right now?
I think Rowan's still standing there.
What was the question?
Can everybody still see everybody's webcams?
Get on the Rowans and
Rowans went off.
I don't have one hooked up.
Oh,
I
yeah.
Okay.
broke both of the front USB
Stevens
ports
is
on my
up as
computer.
I see all but one that should be running.
Yeah.
Yeah, Rowan seems to be having a bit of problems.
Yeah.
Just reloading.
I prefer the picture of Guts though.
Yeah. Well, while we're doing all this stuff, and I attempted to do that, I'll just leave the bag on top of the little frog dude in motion for a room with me.
The frog dude's just sort of standing there right now. Have you guys ever seen The Gamers by, what is it, Dead Gentleman? I think Christopher has. Right now, the Gripply's just standing there like this.
with a sack over his head. So nope.
So while everybody is messing around, I would like to start a performance somewhere to make some money, man. Of these freaking Fae.
And I'm taking the 6-foot broad outside somewhere nice.
Like, I want them to know I'm a superstar.
Hey, I run up to the
let's
Fae
see.
girl
Okay,
that
so-
Thor's with, and I'm like, "Oh, I do so apologize. Please take this as a gift." I give her a gold coin, not a gold coin with a hex on it. Will she take it?
She's
Oh,
gonna
what was
take
that?
something.
It's 16.
To do what again?
For a save.
To do what?
The resist the not taking the gift.
Oh, right. And who are you trying to do this with?
To the chick that had the bag over her head.
No. I dropped the bag onto Rowan's head to
Yeah.
stop him from mage handing what's her face.
Okay,
The
well I'm good. I'm
Big
still doing it to
6-foot
her.
lamb leg girl. It's gonna get funded.
I got your back, Kaboom. I'm gonna do this.
It's gonna get fun all over her.
I wink at Thor as I hand her the coin.
Okay. Let's see. I'm hoping. Let's see. Okay, yeah, go ahead, guys. Okay, so when Rowan gets back, we'll do the outro of this. But yeah.
But yeah, while we're all waiting, Thor's gonna go to town on that goat bitch. Just because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll try to get Rowan back online.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get something to drink and see what's going on for dinner real quick.
Okay, sounds good.
But just remember, Thor does have a baby stick, 9 pounds 5 ounces. So I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and charm the lady. See if she'll get. It'll help Thor out.
Can I gag Busted?
Not when he's not here.
Damn it! I'll wait until he gets back, and then I'm going to try and gag him or something. Can I gag him with his own sling stuff?
Okay, 1 second. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hey, Daniel,
Yes.
just for science, how much would getting a penis enlargement cost in your campaign?
I don't know.
Just for science.
You'd have to find a wizard who could cast permanency, then have him cast enlarge person on it.
Yeah, but I would have to. No, I don't want enlarge person. I just want enlarge.
Enlarge penis.
Yeah. And I don't think 1 dose is enough. I think I will need like 4. So,
Also, Daniel, can I do this whole gagging Bustin with his own sling staff now?
Yeah, sure. So
what
Bustin,
are you with?
Bustin,
Your own sling staff.
Christopher wants to gag your character with his own sling staff. So I guess that would be a opposed grapple check, I guess.
But don't
when he
you have to
tries to,
disarm
like-
me or something?
Yeah. Try to disarm him first, and then
That'll be a CMB, won't it?
yeah,
Sling staff
CMB.
doubles as my microphone, man.
11.
No.
You need to roll a
You need 12, man. So I knock you over the head.
Wait, you've got a 12?
Yeah.
To do what? What, to hold it?
No. You need 12 to at least pick it away from me. And I knock you over the head with it.
Alright, guys, let you know I gotta leave at 5 because I gotta DM a game at 5.
Is that in 27 minutes?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
That's not so bad. I have dinner in about that amount of time because it's almost 6 here. It's 5:30 right now.
Alright.
Ah, you freaking Americans. It's almost 12 here.
Yeah, midnight.
Hey,
It's almost 11 here.
Hey, I'm not
Coming out
American.
behind you.
I'm Canadian that just happens to live in the United States right now.
That's even worse.
No, it's
But
not.
wouldn't that still make you an
I have a
American,
few.
technically, because of America's?
No.
Okay, buddy, I'm sorry.
My gosh.
Okay,
You should, you should understand your fucking bustin' jeeber.
okay, guy.
Hi, Link. How
I'm
are you,
sorry, guy.
guy? You almost look like Lemonation.
Lamination?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I
I'm
don't know
gonna.
what that is.
So
It's legal
Rowan
like
can't
in,
really see anything right
support
now, so
there
I'm
in
gonna
the EU LCS.
try this.
I'm gonna look it up.
No, he's in the NALCS. He was playing on team C9.
Oh! Yeah, he's quite good looking. Yeah, I get why you would say that.
His exact same like hair, beard, everything. It's just
It's the
Yeah,
same.
I take it all the horses and Justin's pig are tied up outside the building.
What?
Daniel?
Yes.
All the horses and Justin's Bustin's pig tied up outside the building. And,
Yeah, they're all tied up outside.
I'm going to unhitch Dustin's pig.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
Oh,
Princess
doesn't
is
run
my
away?
pig, so she will just follow me.
aren't you lawful though, man?
Okay, so since we're having a slight technical difficulty right now, what we will do instead is we'll actually bring this to a close for this session. Yeah, it's been fun, but yeah, we're having slight technical difficulties. Okay, so what happens is, what is her name again? Taimi. She explains to you guys that Wigbrand and his warriors, they were originally a band called Wigbrand and the Warriors, who came and played in this very room for Sintira, as she thought that she liked his music quite a bit. However, what did happen was Wigbrand stole her mighty magical mandolin.
Oh.
As she explains that, Sintira sort of folds her arms a little bit and starts buzzing back and forth slowly, with a little bit of annoyance in her buzz. As Taimi continues to explain this, she says that Wigbrand had originally held on to it, and he had been making demands that Sintira come and ask for it back. Of course, Sintira at that point folds her arms even harder and looks off to the side with annoyance. And it's explained that Taimi believes that this reputation that Wigbrand gained from the theft of the mandolin actually got him a lot of fairly negative attention from bandits. She thinks that he might have accidentally recruited the wrong group of people, if that makes any sense. And that a fair bit of actual bandits has joined his band of mischievous misfits. But she tells you nonetheless that she would prefer if you guys could hunt down Wigbrand and his warriors and cut them down, or at least, stop them or drive them away. At this point, she tells you that she already has the Dark Moon Blades, the specialized knights of Sintira's court that have been going through and more or less exterminating Wigbrand and his warriors wherever she can find them. And that, as far as she can tell, no one's ever brought in Wigbrand himself. And as she's saying this, Sincera, she pipes in and says, "But whatever you do, please don't kill Wigbrand if you can. He may be the one who's responsible for some of this bloodshed, but I'd much rather bring this to reconciliation instead of having my reputation sullied as a ruthless and vengeful ruler." Timey shoots her a malicious glare, but she holds her tongue for the most part. And you guys are asked to hunt down and deal with Wigbrand in some way. Sintira also says that if you bring back my mandolin, there will be a great feast in your honor, as well as all the food you could want.
What about a parade?
As she says that, I ask her, I'm like, well, would you like to play with my mandolin? And I summon an instrument and I pull out a mandolin and I give her a wink.
She says, "Oh yes." She flies over to you, grabs the mandolin, and starts playing it.
Ha 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 ha. Stupid my mandolin. Funny thing is, I do have a mandolin too.
She plays your mandolin so well, you're even astonished.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like a godly performance right there.
And so, yes, she tells you that there will be parades, there'll be songs in your honor.
Yeah.
And that there will be a lot of money involved as well, if you bring it back.
Buston says, throw in an orgy and we got a deal.
She says, "Sure, I'll throw in an orgy as well."
Yeah.
Right.
And then she sort of seems to walk over to the wall and whisper something to something that seems to be in the wall. Go ahead and make a perception check, just for shits and grins.
Shits and grins.
Are you telling everybody I have a small penis again?
Was it perception?
Yeah.
I don't got a good perception. My guy's blind as a bat.
I got a negative on mine.
Oh, we all need to roll perception.
I got a 5. I'm too busy watching her play with my mandolin.
20!
20, you think there's a spider back there that she's whispering to after having talked about an orgy?
She's telling her about my good escapades.
I don't want a spider orgy.
I'm going to jump up onto my quarterstaff and just sit there and balance on it.
Okay.
22.
Okay, you're able to do that.
I kick the staff underneath him.
Hey, Christopher, make another acrobatics check.
Critical fail.
You rolled a 1.
Can I attempt to catch him?
Yeah, go ahead.
What would I have to roll?
We'll go with acrobatics.
Acrobatics? What's my acrobatics? Oh, I got some good acrobatics.
We'll say DC 15.
How acrobatic can an orc be? You're like 7 feet.
Oh, God.
Okay, so...
Can I roll an attempt to see if I can land on Beaver for kicking my staff from underneath me? Also, how can you do this from the other side of the fucking room?
You practically fumbled it.
Okay, so he jumps on his staff. Beaver is somehow next to him, kicks the staff. He falls. Thor runs. Goo, 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 and like jumps. And you see him fly over. He flies into a lot of
If you're kicking my staff from underneath me, it would mean I fall towards you, which means I land like that on top of you.
And you see Thor flying over him, but from the opposite direction as where Beaver is, where Jeever is.
Wait.
And
wait. Can I reflex save the orc?
Yeah, go ahead and make a reflex save to try and dodge out of the way of what's coming. DC, we'll say 15.
Oh!
All right. You start to see what's coming. You see like a falling. Christopher? What's your race again? A halfling.
I'm a halfling.
So you see a falling halfling flying towards you. You see a falling. You see a falling orc like falling towards you as well.
75 pounds of green.
And he's just like, ah! It's like a halfling goes, and then an orc just goes, and then you see Centura just go, dogpile, woo! You see a bunch of atomy.
His shoulders and jumps on the dog. So he's like,
Can we establish that I never want to be saved by Thor ever?
You see a lot of atomies come flying in as well. They also all start just piling onto the dog pile.
Yeah, they all just.
And then the scene fades to black.
Hey, if you guys want Busted Jeeber dead, just say it, guys. Come on.
Okay.
You're the one who took my staff out from underneath me.
No, we need Busted Jeeber. It's hilarious.